The system has detected that the host no longer wishes to work a regular job. The Big Boss system has lowered its price. Triple Doghead mode activated. After you gave it a try, a notification sound echoed in your mind. The Big Boss system has been successfully activated. A startup fund of $3 million has been transferred to the host's account. Additionally, however much salary you pay your employees, the exact amount will be reimbursed back to your account. You were overwhelmed with excitement. It actually activated for real. A notification popped up on the phone. $3 million were really transferred into the account. And however much salary you pay the employees, the same amount will be reimbursed back into the account. This essentially means you have access to free labor. You might think this system is absolutely incredible, but what happens next will make you even happier. After the host has a certain number of employees, special rewards can be unlocked. When employees demonstrate over 90% loyalty to the company, the host will also receive special rewards. That is truly impressive. With such an incredible system in place, I no longer want to work for someone else. I want to become my own boss. At this moment, it was time to clock out. The boss stopped you. You are staying late until 9 p.m. tonight. Everyone else can leave now. You are furious. In the past, due to the heavy pressure of life, even though you were being exploited, you didn't dare to quit. You could only endure it. But now, there's no need to put up with it anymore. You worked hard just to drive a Mercedes G-Class. You made me work overtime every day, treating me like a workhorse. I'm done with it. Walking away like this is your decision. Looks like this month's paycheck is all gone. It's really hard to find a job right now. With your skills and abilities, it's unlikely you'll find a new job in a short amount of time. Are we going to survive on air for the time being? So just bear with it for now. Contributing to my Mercedes-Benz G-Class fund. After buying it, I'll let you give it a try. I want to start my own business and be my own boss. Ha, you think you can actually be a boss? Do you have the money to start a business? Even if you start a business, you'll lose everything you have. Starting a business isn't that easy these days. Your co-workers at the company all laugh. They all look down on you. You just walk away. The boss laughs and doesn't stop you. Go ahead and start your business. I can't wait to see you lose everything. After leaving, you felt much lighter. Be filled with hope and anticipation for the future. You are considering purchasing an already established store. That way, it would be faster. You quickly come across a gym. The sign at the entrance reads, "Prime location for sale." You step into the gym. The receptionist, Fong Tong, greets you. "Hello, welcome. May I ask if you have a membership card? You heard that this gym is up for sale. I want to talk to your boss." Your boss should be here, right? Our boss is here. Please follow me. You arrive at the gym office. You meet the gym owner, Shang Liang. He knows you want to buy the gym. He's quite pleased. He personally shows you around the gym. Bro, it's just $100,000. The gym is all yours. The gym spans 2,000 square feet. It's in a prime location. The fitness equipment I purchased is all from top brands. There are also 30 central air conditioning units. The interior design is top-notch as well. Our management and coaching teams are both highly professional. A price of $100,000 is absolutely fair. The reason it's priced so low is because you'll be responsible. Previous long-time members. Next month's rent is about to be due. At that time, you need to pay the landlord the rent. The minimum payment is on a quarterly basis, $15,000 per quarter. In this case, I can only offer you $8,800. For good luck. You're bargaining a bit too much here. Then forget it. I'll check out other gyms. Hold on for a moment. $88,000 it is. Let's consider it a friendly gesture. Afterwards, you signed the shop transfer agreement. You paid a $50,000 deposit to the landlord. The first quarter's rent was $150,000. You renamed the gym to Spark Fitness. You officially owned your very first store. You received a $1 million reward. Acquire the skill of investigation. Gain the ability to analyze all personnel's intelligence attributes. Gain insight into employees' capabilities and loyalty. You now have a team of 20 employees. Your gym can now receive permanent benefits. Host, please choose one from the options below. Enhance weight loss results. Boost muscle building effects. Increase dopamine secretion levels. Improve resistance to diseases. You showed no hesitation, choosing activities that boost dopamine release. can be highly addictive. Exercise stimulates the body to produce dopamine, which in turn creates a sense of accomplishment and leaves people feeling happy. If gyms only relied on membership fees, they would most likely operate at a loss. Selling personal training sessions is their main source of revenue, along with various weight loss and yoga classes. Members are no longer showing up for workouts. How can instructors promote classes in this situation? At this point, dopamine levels increase, making it easier for customers to experience the joy of exercise. Becomes especially important. By the time you finished, it was already evening. You glanced at your account balance and saw $3.7 million remaining. You washed up and went to bed. The next day, you woke up naturally and it was already 11 a.m. And you felt amazing. You arrive at the reception desk of Spark Fitness. Fong Tong quickly greets you. Boss, hello, you smile and nod at Fong Tong. You head into your own office, leaning back comfortably on the sofa, feeling an unparalleled sense of ease. Finally, it's your turn to be the boss. At this moment, the door to the room is knocked on. You see the store manager, Su Zhiping, standing at the doorway. Come in, have a seat directly. Boss, do you have any instructions? Notify all the gym employees. We'll have a meeting at 2:30. I'd like to get to know everyone and assign tasks for the upcoming work. Alright, Boss Su Zhiping. I sincerely hope you can manage the gym well. The economy hasn't been doing well lately, and the entire fitness industry is even less promising. Many gyms have shut down completely. Some have been transferred to new ownership, and quite a few owners have simply disappeared. If the gym closes down, it would be hard for him to find a new job. By 2:30, the employees of Spark Fitness gradually gathered in the meeting room. You took a quick look at yourself. Altogether, there were 15 fitness trainers on staff. Most of the male trainers had muscular builds. Every fitness coach, both men and women, has an impressive physique and good looks. You took a moment to focus on Yuan Cece. She is one of the 7 female fitness coaches at Spark Fitness, and undoubtedly the most beautiful. Even outside the gym, she would easily score above 90 in terms of attractiveness. Her personal training sessions are the best-selling among the 15 coaches. Her monthly base salary combined with commissions allows her to easily earn a total of 40,000 yuan. You narrated the story in a casual tone. I once signed up for a membership at the gym. When I arrived at the fitness area, I was thinking about working out a bit, but I wasn't familiar with any of the gym equipment. I had no idea how to use them, and there was no fitness coach to guide me. They were all busy assisting members who had purchased lessons. Later, I started thinking, if I owned my own gym, I would never force customers to buy classes. I would hire more outstanding trainers, and I'd make sure to pay those excellent trainers higher salaries. I aim to strive for success, so that every newcomer eager to start fitness training can feel welcomed the moment they step into the gym, and immediately experience our warm hospitality, along with our professional guidance and services. And that's why I came here today. Everyone present remained silent. Most people thought it was overly idealistic. Some employees were already considering whether they should start looking for another job. A gym without microphones is bound to shut down eventually. Manager Su, is there anything you'd like to say? Yes, boss. You might not be fully aware about the fitness industry in our country. If we only rely on selling memberships, our gym wouldn't be able to stay profitable. We have to sell as many personal training sessions as we can, and organize various weight loss and yoga classes, to make sure the gym doesn't end up losing money. Only then can the gym start making money. I'm already aware of all this. I don't care whether the gym turns a profit. The moment you said that, every gym employee must have felt a chill inside. Dealing with a second-generation boss like this, any employee would find it frustrating. Coach Tian Shang is worried about the boss. You may not care if the gym makes money, but we certainly do. As long as you work diligently for me, I will make sure you earn more money. What exactly does the boss mean by this? I have reviewed your salary sheets. Most trainers can earn over 10,000 a month, but about 1/3 of the trainers only make a few thousand each month. So I have decided to increase the pay for fitness trainers. The base salary for every fitness trainer will be raised from 3,000 to 10,000. All the fitness trainers were left completely stunned. They could never have imagined it in their wildest dreams, that you would actually raise their base salary directly. And not just raise it, but increase it by 7,000. the base salary has been raised. But my expectations for everyone have also increased. Starting from now, no one is allowed to force customers in any way to purchase personal training packages. Everyone must approach each customer with genuine enthusiasm. I would much prefer for everyone to use professional knowledge and a professional attitude to earn the trust of the clients and make them willingly purchase your personal training sessions. Boss, aren't you worried about losing money like this? You don't need to worry. I have money, so even if I lose some, it's not a big deal. But I truly believe there won't be any losses. You continued announcing. Front desk staff Zhou Xiaolu and Fang Tong. The salary increased from 3,500 to 7,000. Zhou Xiaolu and Fang Tong were absolutely thrilled. Su Lian and Chen Shouru, who are in charge of cleaning, the salary rose from 4,000 to 7,000. Lu Feng is in charge of finances. The salary went up from 3,500 to 9,000. As for our store manager, the base salary was raised from 8,000 to 16,000. They were all overjoyed. The boss was incredibly generous. A boss like this, they are willing to put their heart and soul into running the gym well. After all, if it goes out of business, such a high salary would no longer be available. Manager Su, you plan to hire 6 male and 6 female young fitness trainers. You also need to hire an accountant and a janitor. And a receptionist. I heard you're planning to recruit 15 people. Su Shiping was startled. Quickly persuaded the boss. Hired 15 people at once. The monthly payroll will increase again. I can handle the losses. You don't need to worry. Right now, the last thing you fear is paying employees' salaries. After all, whatever salary is paid gets returned to the account. Unpaid labor is naturally more abundant. Alright, you are planning to run the gym well. Many people step into society. The body condition is getting worse and worse. At that moment, a prompt sounded in your mind. The loyalty of Spark Fitness employee Fang Tong increased to 90. The host received a reward of $50,000. You glanced at the others. Their loyalty levels had also risen significantly. After the meeting, the female coach Fox asked Cece, "What do you think of the boss?" "Pretty good. I think so too. Not sure if he has a girlfriend. I think it's better not to dwell on this. The boss is probably a wealthy second-generation heir. He's probably met countless women like that. He might not even be interested." We left the gym, strolling aimlessly through the streets, thinking about opening another shop, noticing plenty of restaurants around. Noodle bars, hot pot places, and skewer spots. Snack shops are followed by clothing stores. There is also a pharmacy. You arrive at the entrance of a fragrant hot pot restaurant. A sign at the door reads, "Business for transfer." You step into the hot pot restaurant. You say to the receptionist that it looks good. You ask if the hot pot restaurant is up for transfer. You mention that you'd like to speak with the owner. The receptionist responds and asks you to wait a moment. Soon, the owner arrives, greeting you warmly. "Are you interested in buying my shop?" "I'm really interested in running a hot pot restaurant. As long as you offer $800,000, I'll transfer the shop to you. That includes all the equipment. Our family has been in the hot pot business. I know very well. When you add up all this renovation and equipment, it's nowhere near worth $800,000. Then how much are you willing to offer?" "Alright, $500,000 it is. I'm mainly short on cash right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in such a rush." Before you know it, you've purchased this hot pot restaurant. The host has become the owner of a hot pot restaurant. Your hot pot restaurant under your name gains a permanent bonus. Choose one of the following flavor enhancements: reduced physical harm, less weight gain, improved nutrient absorption. You go straight for the deliciousness boost. The hot pot restaurant has a team of 15 employees. The host received a special reward, a secret recipe for a flavorful hot pot base. You feel very delighted. The hot pot restaurant is thriving with business. Naturally, great taste is the ultimate key to success. You acquired the secret recipe for the hot pot base. The kitchen staff followed this recipe to prepare it. After it was made, the employees enjoyed the hot pot and found it incredibly delicious. You asked the manager to hire some more staff, because the base salary for servers is $6,000, and the base salary for kitchen staff is $10,000. So very quickly, the hot pot restaurant hired a total of 30 employees. At this moment, sitting around the round table, you started talking while looking at everyone. The main operations of the hot pot restaurant are handled by the manager. Just follow his lead and you'll be fine. I only stop by occasionally to check in. Before the grand opening. I've already raised your salaries by $2,000 each. Provide excellent service to the customers. If you perform well enough, I wouldn't mind giving you another raise. Hearing your words, the employees were filled with motivation. Those who work for others, aren't they all doing it for the money? The boss is generous. Employees are naturally willing to give their all. You serve as a constant reminder. If you fail to provide excellent customer service, or display a passive and unmotivated attitude, I won't hesitate to take action. You will miss out on earning such high wages. Rest assured, boss, we will absolutely give it our best effort. By the next day, your 9-Spice Beef Hot Pot restaurant officially opened for business. 2 rows of beautiful flower baskets were arranged at the entrance of the Hot Pot restaurant. The ground was covered with a red carpet. There was also a 7-day grand opening promotion. All dishes were offered at half price. The display featured images of broth with floating red chili peppers. There were also plates of various meats sliced beautifully. Pictures of seafood were also included. It all looked incredibly appetizing. You had already prepared a pot of hot soup in advance. It was lunchtime. People passing by caught the aroma and couldn't help but walk in. The staff immediately got busy with their tasks. You found a spot in the corner to sit, watching the employees as they carried out their work. Their service was exceptionally friendly and warm. Without waiting for customers to ask for more soup, they were quick to notice and proactively offered refills. Walking over to refill the soup and preparing tea for the guests, the customers kept praising how delicious the food was. You provided excellent service and then left. You arrived at the gym. More and more people started working out. A membership promotion was launched. Attractive female trainers were assigned to hand out flyers. Since you raised the salaries for all employees significantly, everyone was very enthusiastic. They didn't pressure anyone into buying classes. This made gym-goers feel really good. They left positive reviews online. They say the female trainers are all very attractive. They are also incredibly welcoming. Without using sales tactics, they attracted more people to buy classes. You asked the new front desk staff, Shaoli, to start a live stream. She was introducing the gym's activities. Shaoli wandered around the gym. People watching the live stream said they all wanted to sign up for memberships. Affordable prices, beautiful female trainers, and so many options. Gyms like this are truly hard to come by. You went home to take a break, starting to play the game. Someone is working to earn money for themselves. Being the boss really feels great. You think it's time to start working out too. Reaching out to female trainers at the gym, asking who would be willing to come to your home for personal training sessions, adding the cost directly to their paycheck. They immediately started competing for the opportunity. I'll go be the boss's personal trainer. Do you have a boyfriend? I should go instead. The manager made the arrangements. Of course, they chose the most skilled Yuan Sisi for the task. The boss wanted to evaluate the personal trainer's abilities. Yuan Sisi felt delighted. When you found out it was Yuan Sisi, you thought it was a great choice. After all, she's the most attractive coach in the gym. You told her to come to your house tomorrow night. You played games until midnight before going to bed. Early the next morning, received a call from the Hot Pot restaurant manager. The owner mentioned that business was excellent yesterday. The revenue reached $20,000. You were extremely pleased, earning $20,000 in just one day. And even with a 50% discount promotion running, it still achieved such results. As for the gym, if you pay the employees but don't recover the costs, so now there's no profit to be made. But it's possible to recover. The gym is now generating profit, and its momentum is steadily improving. You visited the Hot Pot restaurant. The business is thriving. You took a few photos of the bustling Hot Pot restaurant and sent them to your mom. After moving to the big city for work, your mom often calls to ask about how work is going. They might ask some questions about relationships. You naturally share the good news and leave out the bad. You didn't tell your family about quitting your job. But now things are different. You've successfully started your own business. You opened a gym. Your parents might not fully understand it. But opening a hot pot restaurant is a different story. It's easy to tell if the hot pot business is doing well or not. You can see it clearly at a glance. Mom quickly replied to the message asking if this was a hot pot restaurant. It seems like business is doing really well. Yes, this is the one I opened. You started working at a hot pot restaurant, right? Did you quit your previous job? I am the owner of this hot pot restaurant. How did you afford to open a hot pot restaurant? I borrowed some money, but the earnings from the hot pot restaurant in a month are enough to pay back the loan. You just made something up. Of course, it can't be called systematic. Mom breathed a sigh of relief. I'm glad the villagers often ask me, "What are you doing now?" Now I can say it with pride. My son has become a business owner. The business is doing quite well. This way, I can introduce you to attractive girls. Even girls with pretty good qualities. Will take the initiative to contact you to see your mom. I am focusing on my career right now. Not considering a relationship for the time being. After I've been busy for a while, I'll come back to see you all. By then, I'll buy a nice car. Drive it back to make you and Dad proud. Alright, my son is truly capable. My mom chatted for a little while longer. Only then did Su Yang end the call. After hanging up the phone, he felt a lot more at ease. By the time next month arrives, he will let his mom know that he has already earned back the loan money. Then there won't be any problem. Since childhood, he has never told a lie when it comes to major matters. His credibility with his parents is still very high. At that point, he can send tens of thousands back home every month and convince them to retire and enjoy their lives. At that moment, he also received a message from Ma Ran on WeChat. He had already arrived. He got into Ma Ran's car. Su Yang asked him how the interview went. Ma Ran thought for a moment. He said that he noticed all the interviewers nodding at him. The chances of passing the interview should be quite high. He probably recognized your abilities too. Ma Ran's capabilities. Su Yang had looked into them. It's actually pretty decent. After all, I'm an experienced programmer. Marin remarked casually. It probably doesn't reflect confidence in my work abilities. It's more likely they acknowledge my mortgage situation. Somehow, Su Yang was a bit surprised. I explained to them. I have a mortgage payment every month, and I also need to support my child's education. I really need this job. Marin spoke as he slowly pressed on the gas pedal. While gently stepping on the accelerator, Marin continued speaking. When I got to this part of the story, the interviewer seemed to nod at me. I guess that counts as good news. Marin gave a firm nod in response. It's like telling a woman you're married and already have kids, and that you're not planning to have a second child. What an unusual analogy. Su Yang pressed his lips together slightly. Not sure if I should laugh. Did the boss head to the gym today? A new employee joined the company today. Su Shiping has also completed the promotional plan. There are still some matters he needs to discuss with Su Shiping. Alright, unless there's a clear notification. Ma Ran is still willing to work diligently to be Su Yang's driver. Honestly, after more than half a month, he's been considering becoming Su Yang's full-time driver. However, thinking about his future and career, he still had no choice but to continue working as a programmer, aiming for a high-paying job to support his family. He arrived at the gym. Shortly after he got to the office, Su Shiping came over. He had brought a few sheets of A4 paper. It was a printed and bound promotional plan. Boss, this is the promotional plan I wrote. Alright, Su Yang casually took the plan and said. You go ahead and do it first, let me see. Su Yang flipped through the pages of the promotional plan. He noticed a small section of fine print inside. Su Yang was taken aback. To celebrate the 3rd anniversary of Spark Fitness's opening, Spark Fitness is giving back to both new and loyal customers. It aims to help clients develop healthy fitness habits. They specially launched a month-long discount celebration. This includes a check-in activity. Su Yang did the math, including Zhang Liang's fitness journey. Isn't it the 3rd anniversary? Thinking about it this way, their gym can be considered well established. But he still felt a bit uncertain. There's no issue with celebrating the 3rd anniversary, right? Su Shiping smiled and said it's perfectly fine. The main thing is, most commercial gyms have a bad reputation nowadays. Customers tend to trust more a gym with a longer operating history. Some customers might wonder if our lease is expiring. Planning to leave quietly isn't something most people who are unfamiliar with the business would notice. Su Shiping thought for a moment and said, then let's say we're celebrating our 3rd anniversary and moving into our 4th year. After all, every event needs a reason. Having a 4th year makes the history seem even longer. Su Yang gave a slight nod. After all, you're more professional than I am. Su Yang continued reviewing the details of the proposal. The event details are as follows. The Spark Fitness Monthly Pass will be sold at a discounted price of $100, which is 30% of the original price. Spend an hour working out at the gym. Each hour counts as 1 day of attendance. Accumulate 21 days of attendance at the new gym within a month. The gym will refund the $100 membership fee. Checking in at Spark Fitness for a total of 30 days within a month. The gym not only refunds $100 of the membership fee, but also offers a free monthly pass worth $300 for Spark Fitness as a complimentary reward. Su Yang carefully examined Su Zhiping and the event he had planned. Overall, it seemed fairly satisfactory. It indeed aligned with his original idea to attract as many customers as possible to the gym. Ever since the gym started promoting 30% dopamine release, after improving the results, Su Yang started hitting the gym almost every day. Over time, it became a routine for him. He grew to enjoy the feeling of working up a sweat, that refreshing and invigorating sensation. He had also tried jogging in Rongqing's parks before, but it just didn't feel as comfortable as going to the gym. The contrast was quite noticeable. As for the other regular trainers and the gym's frequent visitors, you might notice something, but fitness trainers believe it's definitely because their boss gave them a raise and also reduced their workload. That's why they're in such great shape. Regular customers might also assume that it's certainly because the fitness trainers aren't as loud and annoying as they used to be. Their customer service has also improved, which is why people enjoy working out at the gym. It feels much more comfortable than before. Data doesn't lie. Su Yang had the front desk compile the data. Since he took over the gym, the number of guests regularly working out is steadily increasing. Su Zhiping has also reviewed this data. He believes the changes made by his boss have been highly effective. The quality of service has improved. Isn't it quite normal for guests to work out frequently? Setting aside these thoughts, Ouyang continued reviewing other promotional strategies. These strategies are relatively standard. For instance, organizing fitness trainers to lead groups to nearby bustling areas within a 3-kilometer radius, with heavy foot traffic for promotional activities, distributing flyers in upscale office buildings and residential communities, offering free fitness assessments to regular company employees, and health consultations to neighborhood residents, hosting events near relevant agencies, hospitals, and multinational corporations, targeting well-performing companies for activities. Try to secure as many group purchase deals as possible. Additionally, invite local TikTok influencers who focus on sports and fitness. Content creators promote Spark Fitness through events. These event promotions, Su Yang had nothing much to comment on. Anything he could think of, Su Zhiping could probably think of as well. He pointed to the event with a ballpoint pen, mentioning this event. You can't just set check-in rewards for 21 days and 30 days. We should also include rewards for checking in on 1 day, 3 days, and 7 days. Rewards for checking in on the 14th day. These tiered rewards can better encourage people to check in. I understand now. For example, boss. The reward for checking in on the first day could be a unique face mask. The reward for checking in on the third day, it's a sports drink worth $5. The price for checking in for 7 days could be a yoga mat. Include a small commemorative medal as a bonus. On the small medal, it should be engraved with Spark Fitness 3rd anniversary. Add a 7 for the check-in. Also engrave some motivational fitness phrases. After 14 days of check-ins, we give a yoga mat and a jump rope, plus a small medal for the 14-day check-in. Also, inscribe some motivational quotes. Check in for 21 days. We will provide a yoga mat and a jump rope. A silver medal. Our gym can refund $100 of the membership fee. Alternatively, we can offer next month's membership for free. The choice is up to the customer. If you check in for 21 days, you are very likely to become one of our loyal customers. That's not to say, can a good habit really be formed in 21 days? We should subtly suggest this to our customers. They already have established healthy fitness habits. Then engrave some well wishes from our team for the customers. I usually recommend that they get a membership. Do not request a refund. Check in for 30 days. We'll give them a yoga mat, a jump rope, and a pair of dumbbells. A golden commemorative medal. Our gym will even refund $100 of the membership fee. Also offering a membership for next month. The golden medal should be engraved with 1 in 10,000. Award the title of Fitness Champion for the 3rd anniversary of Spark Fitness. Make sure they experience that sense of achievement. The number of people who can stick to checking in for 21 days is definitely not large. Fitness enthusiasts who can stick to checking in for 30 days are even fewer. Su Yang estimated he wouldn't lose much. He was speaking while marking notes on the plan. No need to make things difficult for Su Shiping. Su Shiping doesn't have a photographic memory. The metals can be made of alloy. Silver-plated or gold-plated ones will do. They cost just a few cents each. Be sure to package the silver and gold metals in nice boxes. They can all be purchased in bulk. If they're inexpensive, an advertising company can handle it. Su Yan thought for a moment and then added, "Don't forget to notify the old clients. With this event, they can participate as well." Starting from the first day of check-in, Su Shiping took a deep breath and said, "Boss, I understand. If too many people sign in during the early stages, and there isn't enough equipment, do you have any solutions?" Su Yang suddenly asked again. "My idea is to hold group exercise classes. We have 20 coaches. More than 10 of them specialize in group classes." "That sounds great." Su Yang is pleased with this arrangement. Group classes are actually no different from the square dances that older folks enjoy. As long as there is enough space, anyone can join, no matter how many people there are. 10 coaches can take turns leading, pushing gymgoers to their limits during workouts. Plus, the promotion is being rolled out gradually. It won't instantly overcrowd the gym. If it really did get overcrowded, then the gym business would be a massive opportunity. And turn this event into a commemorative challenge competition. Su Yang thought for a moment and said, "Young people nowadays tend to enjoy challenges, pushing their personal limits. This could also be promoted in this way." The idea of a challenge competition made Su Shiping's eyes light up. That really is a great idea. The time is set for early July. Can everything be properly prepared? It should be almost ready. A little over 10 days. That should be enough time for Su Shiping to make arrangements. We can hire one less fitness coach, and hire one more instead, specifically for filming short videos. A full-time person to manage our online accounts. Priority goes to those with experience running fitness-related accounts. Su Yang had already pushed Xingho Fitness's employee recruitment to its limit. Reaching out for more employees would trigger an alarm. Hiring additional staff would set off a warning. "All right, boss." Su Shiping let out a small sigh of relief. He felt the weight of the challenging task ahead. No gym in the entire Rongqing had ever done events like this. Seeing that Su Shiping didn't leave right away, it seemed like he wanted to say something, but he hesitated as if unsure. Su Yan couldn't help but laugh and asked if there was anything else you wanted to say. "Just go ahead and say it. Don't hesitate or overthink it." "Boss, didn't you ask me last time to look into whether there are any gyms in Rongqing planning to sell?" Su Yang was pleasantly surprised. "Is there any progress?" "There is, to be honest. Spark Fitness is still operating at a loss." Su Shiping doesn't really want to let Su Yang taking over another new gym. But this was a task assigned by Su Yang. Su Yang treated him quite well. "Which gym is the most powerful?" "A 2,000 square foot space. There aren't many large gyms in Rongqing." Based on Su Yang's memory, how could he not know? That gym hasn't been open for long. Less than 6 months. It seems like it's been just over 3 months. The boss might be planning to walk away from this. "That's not the case," Su Shiping explained. "The manager of Strong Fitness, Gao Chang, is a friend of mine. He told me. He mentioned that the gym has been consistently losing money lately. The boss might decide to transfer ownership of the gym any day now." "How much is the monthly loss?" "Each month, it's roughly tens of thousands. Including the rent, it might be close to $100,000. Su Shiping mentioned. "There's a bustling shopping district near Strong Fitness, along with apartment buildings and office towers. There are actually plenty of potential clients." "How many employees do they have over there, including the fitness trainers?" "It seems to be more than 25 people." "That's not bad at all." Su Yang nodded slightly. The combined salaries of 25 employees have definitely exceeded $100,000. In Su Yang's view, a loss only means the business has value to take over. Either way, he is determined to open the gym. Not for the financial benefits the gym might bring him, but purely for the gym's expansion potential, and the reward of those attribute points. He would never give up on this business opportunity. In fact, There was one thing Su Zhiping didn't tell Su Yang. He was boasting to Gao Chang on WeChat that his boss is a hardcore fitness enthusiast and also a wealthy second-generation heir who doesn't care about money at all. Even if the company loses money every month, he still raises their salaries just because of his passion for fitness. Of course. Su Yang mentioned in the meeting, is losing 100 million enough? Losing 500,000 a month. And if I can keep losing money for 20 years. He also made sure to remind himself. Back then, it really made Gao Chang, who was facing career risks, incredibly envious. It left him feeling jealous and envious. It should have been an opportunity to secure it. There definitely was a chance to achieve it. The owner of the Strong Power Gym. Initially, they sold a large number of gym memberships at discounted prices. The personal training sessions likely brought in several million in funds. He will probably continue to incur losses for a while. As far as he's concerned, Su Zhiping felt much more at ease. I'll go conduct some research first. If it seems promising, you can secure it for me. Alright, seeing that Su Yang had already made up his mind, Su Zhiping had no choice but to agree. At the same time, he decided to put real effort into organizing this challenge event, aiming to make Xingho Fitness profitable. The boss recently hired 5 new fitness instructors. Would you like to meet them? Alright, let's meet them. I'll go call them over. Not long after, Su Yang met Su Zhiping. The 5 newly hired fitness instructors, 4 women and 1 man. Hello, boss, the 5 fitness instructors greeted politely. Alright, nice to meet you all. Su Yang sat down in the boss's chair. He gestured toward the sofa across from him. You all can take a seat as well. The physiques of the 5 fitness coaches are naturally top tier. Not a single one of them falls short. Su Yang couldn't help but shift his gaze toward Tao Xue. When he looked at the profiles of the 5 last time, he had already taken notice of Tao Xue. This girl truly looks just like her ID photo. Youthful and beautiful. With a pair of lovely doe eyes. Vivid and stunning. Bright, expressive eyes seemed to describe someone just like her. However, she sat properly on the sofa. Yet she carried a quiet and graceful demeanor. Her large eyes occasionally glanced at Su Yang, with a mix of curiosity and nervousness, making Su Yang feel an urge to comfort her. To help her ease her tension, Su Yang had the thought, Yan Cixi might be facing some serious competition soon. Next, Su Zhiping introduced the 5 new fitness instructors. Introduce yourself. After the self-introduction, Su Yang took the time to give some encouragement to the 5 individuals. He urged them to break away from their old gym habits and adapt to the new environment at New Fire Fitness. He asked them to prioritize the client's experience above all else. Afterward, Su Yang dismissed them. The 4 girls walked out of Su Yang's office and started whispering among themselves. We never expected our boss to actually be such an impressive person. Oh, handsome guy, right. I honestly thought they were exaggerating before. I heard he's also a wealthy heir. The kind who wouldn't even blink at losing 100 million. He probably already has a girlfriend, doesn't he? Strange that no one at the gym has seen him. So what if he has a girlfriend? Just go ahead and win him over. Is someone really this bold? The boss is truly exceptional. Tao Xue quietly listened to the discussions of the other 3 women. Her mind couldn't help but recall Su Yang's handsome face. To be honest, someone as tall and good-looking as Su Yang, and coming from such a wealthy family, it was the first time she'd ever met someone like that. It truly left quite an impression on her. With her level of experience, it's hard for her to even imagine what a billion looks like. The 5 of us all started going to the gym on the same day. How about we get together for a meal sometime? At that very moment, Lu Mingliang quickly walked over to them and suggested. The other 3 girls almost simultaneously turned to look at Tao Xue. There was also a girl with delicate features, who gave Tao Xue a playful wink. They had all checked in earlier this morning, but they could all tell. Lu Mingliang seemed to have feelings for Tao Xue, and he wasn't even trying to hide it at all. Tao Xue politely declined. I still need to tidy up the house today. You all go ahead. Then I won't go either. Never mind, we'll talk about it next time. I won't get off work until 10 p.m. tonight. Forget it, let's just leave it at that. Everyone knows Lu Mingliang's target is Tao Xue. Seeing Tao Xue not showing up, the other girls wouldn't shamelessly approach either. Lu Mingliang pretended to be magnanimous. Alright, we'll discuss this next time. After meeting the new employee, Su Yang stood up and headed to Strong Fit Gym. Arriving at the entrance of StrongFit Gym, he decisively tapped into his business recommendation skills. He still chose not to intervene in the operations of StrongFit Gym, letting the store manager Gao Chang manage it on his own. After some negotiations, the owner of StrongFit Gym, Su Tianqi, agreed to a price of $1 million. Transfer Strong Fitness to you. At the same time, you must take over the existing members with active memberships. You successfully transferred the gym ownership to your name and renamed Strong Fitness to Spark Fitness. This branch gained a 30% boost in dopamine release and a 15% improvement in weight loss effectiveness. You signed a 3-year lease agreement with the property management, with a deposit of $50,000 and a quarterly rent of $180,000. The gym spans 2,000 square feet. The gym employs 17 personal trainers. There are 8 other staff members. The monthly payroll for employees is approximately $300,000. In the first month, the gym incurred a loss of $40,000. In the second month, the gym experienced a loss of $30,000. Su Yang roughly went through the situation. He felt this gym seemed quite promising. He believed taking it over wouldn't pose too many challenges. The reason Su Yang kept losing money after taking over was entirely because the owner heavily promoted the store during its first 2 months, through extensive advertising and discount campaigns, which quickly gathered a large amount of capital in a short time. After fully tapping into the easiest customers to acquire, it became increasingly difficult to attract new clients, and the challenge grew rapidly. In addition to that, he also had to fulfill the services promised to early customers, so it's no surprise he would continue losing money for a while. Su Yang went through several more simulations, and realized that if he visited now to negotiate with Su Tianqi, the owner of Strong Fitness, the price couldn't be lowered at all. Bringing down the price was simply impossible, and it was clearly influenced by multiple factors. For example, Su Yang approached them directly, expressing his interest in taking over. This would naturally make Su Tianqi believe that his gym held significant value, so he raised the price on the spot. For instance, Su Yang's negotiation skills were not very advanced, so he shifted his approach. He decided to start with Gao Chang, the manager of Strong Fitness. When a store isn't doing well in business, the person under the most pressure is usually the store manager. Su Yang thought he could potentially use a high salary to entice Gao Chang to convince their boss to transfer ownership of the store. When he tried this, he indeed achieved quite impressive results. It was only at this moment that he realized, because Su Zhiping often bragged to Gao Chang about the benefits of working at Xinhua. Gao Chang had long been envious. After hearing that Su Yang was interested in taking over, and was even willing to offer him a raise, Gao Chang gave it some thought, and decided to join Su Yang and help him finalize the deal. So he took out his phone, sent a message to Su Zhiping on WeChat. Strong Fitness is pretty good. I want to take it down. But going just like that, the other party will definitely quote a high price. You should first hint to Gao Chang that I'm thinking about buying the gym. I think Gao Chang might take the bait. Su Zhiping, the boss, wants Gao Chang to convince Strong Fitness. The boss isn't wrong. How could Su Zhiping, the boss, think that way? Gao Chang seems to want the boss to take over StrongFit Gym. Su Yang, you must have bragged about it to him. The salary and benefits at Spark, right? Sitting in the office, Su Zhiping looked at the line of text on his phone screen. Suddenly felt a chill run down his spine. Am I being monitored? Or is the boss just frighteningly clever? It was guessed right away. All of a sudden, he felt that his young boss seemed to have unfathomable depths. If Su Yang were present at this moment, he would realize that Su Zhiping's loyalty was rising again, and was already nearing 910 points. Su Zhiping took a deep breath, calmed his emotions, and returned to do his best. Boss Su Yang is doing his best. Su Zhiping gave it some thought. He found Gao Chang's WeChat and sent a message directly. Gao Chang is going out for drinks today at Shuzhengxiang restaurant, along with Old Lu, Old Zhou, and the others. Ever since becoming the store manager, Su Zhiping hasn't been as disciplined as he used to be when working as a fitness coach. But there's really nothing we can do about it. It's all part of the job. Gao Chang doesn't seem to be very busy. He replied not long after. Of course, Su Zhiping, you're treating. The prices at Gao Chang's Shu Jingxiang are definitely not cheap. Su Zhiping, I have the money. I'm happy, Gao Chang, and your wife doesn't seem to mind. A few days ago, Su Zhiping, I threw my paycheck right in her face. She became unbelievably obedient. When I was washing my feet, she even brought me the foot washing water. Gao Chang really envies you. I'm under a lot of pressure here. Being a store manager isn't as easy as it seems. Su Zhiping, just say it. Do you want to come over? Of course Gao Chang wants to go. It would be a waste not to take it. That very night, Su Zhiping hosted a gathering with a group of old friends. Shu Xiang is a long-established restaurant in Rongcheng. It is said to have a history of over 100 years. Once the lavish dishes were served, Su Zhiping ordered a few bottles of premium Wulianye liquor. Amidst the clinking of glasses, everyone was full of praise for Su Zhiping. As the drinks started to take effect, Su Zhiping, his face glowing red, began boasting enthusiastically about the owner of his gym. The salary and benefits at Xingho have left everyone green with envy. What really made people jealous was Su Zhiping, earning a high salary without facing much performance pressure. This is extremely rare in the fitness industry. Everyone is talking about it. Why they haven't come across such a wealthy and generous boss themselves? How come they never got the chance to meet a rich and kind employer like this? People also believe that Su Zhiping invited them to dinner this time. It was purely for the sake of showing off. Halfway between being drunk and sober, Su Zhiping revealed to everyone that his boss was recently considering taking over a gym to expand and dominate the fitness industry in Rongcheng. However, he is still weighing his options, drinking until they were satisfied. Everyone began to call it a night. In small groups, some called for a designated driver, while others simply took a cab home. After seeing off old Lu, Su Zhiping noticed that Gao Chang was still standing beside him. Gao Chang, hasn't your ride service arrived yet? Su, there's something I want to ask you. Taking advantage of the alcohol's effect, Gao Chang moved in close to Su Zhiping. Su Zhiping pushed him away. What do you want to ask? Your boss. Isn't he planning to take over a gym? What do you think about high-intensity fitness? Su Zhiping suddenly sobered up halfway. Wow, you really fell for it. But he quickly started pondering. How did the boss figure it out? Hey Su, why aren't you saying anything? Just thinking about something. Su, we've been friends for many years. Be honest with me. Is your boss really planning to buy another gym? Is he seriously considering purchasing a second fitness center? Forget about being lifelong buddies. They were just part of the same group chat back then. Later, Gao Chang became the manager at Strong Fitness. He eventually took the position of store manager at the gym. Occasionally, he would seek advice from him about running a gym. Gao Chang is pretty good at handling relationships. Sometimes, he would invite Su Zhiping out for a meal. That's when the two started to get a bit more acquainted. There really is this idea. What do you think about StrongFit Gym? Isn't your StrongFit Gym always operating at a loss? Gao Chang was momentarily at a loss for words because of Su Zhiping, but he quickly pulled himself together, saying that if there were no losses, how could our boss possibly transfer ownership so easily? Su, you know this very well. If we consider the money taken by the ex-wife, our gym definitely wouldn't be considered unprofitable. Su Zhiping gave a faint, ambiguous smile. Why are you in such a hurry? To be honest, our boss has redirected the funds. What for? It seems like they're investing in another business. Gao Chang whispered quietly. I feel like our boss isn't the type to seriously manage a gym. He really thinks that money is already his. Lately, business performance has been much worse than before. He even got angry at me. Said if I couldn't do it, he would replace me. But is it really all my fault? Su Zhiping responded non-committally. I understand now. Su, could you let me meet your boss? I'll think about it. Su, I'm begging you. For the sake of our many years of friendship. Taking advantage of his drunken state, Gao Chang crouched down on the ground. Clinging to Su Zhiping's leg, he pleaded desperately. If your boss really takes over Qianli, we'll be like real brothers. You'll be my big brother for life. Alright. Su Zhiping stepped back in disgust. I can mention it to our boss. But whether it happens or not will depend entirely on what our boss decides. Alright. However, I suggest you show some sincerity on your side as well. What kind of sincerity are we talking about? Your StrongFit Gym clearly seems like a trap. Whoever takes over is bound to lose money for at least half a year. Although our boss enjoys running gyms, his money doesn't just fall from the sky. How much do you think your boss would consider acceptable? When we sold SparkFit Gym to your boss, it was still profitable. It actually brought in revenue for him. The boss only spent 88,000. I'll think it over when I get back. After seeing Gao Chang off, Su Shiping couldn't help but think of Su Yang again. As the evening breeze swept by, standing by the roadside, he started feeling a bit chilly again. After hesitating for a moment, he took out his phone, glanced at the time, and decided to report to the boss tomorrow instead. The next morning, Su Yang arrived at the gym and received a report from Su Shiping. When will the boss meet Gao Chang? Wait a moment, Su Yang thought for a bit and replied. At least not immediately. Alright, make sure to reimburse the money from yesterday's dinner. Got it, boss, Su Shiping said as he left. Su Yang changed into a tight-fitting outfit and stepped out of the office. A little after 10 a.m. The gym hasn't been open for very long, but Su Yang still noticed more than 20 customers engaging in activities at the gym. Over in the cardio training area, there were quite a few people using the treadmills. Most of them were women dressed in fitted workout clothes. Su Yang also spotted the fitness coach from his gym. Lately, Su Yang has been less receptive to the coach's attempts to promote training sessions and sell classes. However, Su Shiping has started focusing on the physical fitness management of personal trainers again, especially a few of the male trainers, who are already showing signs of gaining weight. In this regard, Su Yang naturally supports him. While passing by the cardio area, there was a woman with her hair tied back and a curvaceous figure, who looked about 27 or 28, holding onto a treadmill, running while smiling at him and saying, "Su boss, are you here to work out this early?" Su Yang nodded his head. There was a private training session scheduled for the morning. This woman's name is Qin Shuang, a loyal customer of the gym, one of Yuan Cici's important clients. She used to come frequently for yoga classes. Lately, she's been coming to the gym often for running. Yuan Cici had mentioned to Su Yang, Qin Shuang's actual age is 33. She looks young because she takes good care of herself. Life is prosperous and comfortable. He has been married before, but she divorced her husband 3 years ago. She has a son who is in elementary school. Qin Shuang complained to Su Yang, Yuan Cici is really something else. Why not arrange better time slots for you? This was my request. His other classes are also scheduled very tightly. Understands how to empathize with employees. You really are a great boss, Su Yang remarked with a smile. The money Yuan Cici earns also includes my share. Qin Shuang took a brief look at Su Yang's physique and praised. But I must say, Boss Su's figure is getting better and better. Her alluring gaze seemed to carry a hook. It was hard to tell if it was just an illusion. Su Yang couldn't shake the feeling that Qin Shuang might have some thoughts about him. Next to Qin Shuang, a slightly plump woman glanced at the situation here and had already started to hold back a smile. Not bad, Su Yang took a deep breath and said, Xinjie, take your time exercising. I'll head to class first. Go ahead, Su Yang didn't dare stay too long and quickly walked away. Qin Shuang's figure was truly amazing. Running really creates waves of motion. He was wearing a slim-fitting outfit. The fitness clothing had incredible stretch. If an awkward situation accidentally arose, that would be extremely embarrassing. After Su Yang left, the slightly chubby woman next to Qin Shuang chuckled and said, Xinjie, are you interested in Boss Su? Of course not. Qin Shuang rolled her eyes at her. I'm already a woman in my 30s. How could I even have such a thought? I just think this Mr. Su looks quite pleasing to the eye. Qin Shuang has no reason for this. The slightly plump woman immediately increased the treadmill speed. She started working out seriously. The slightly plump woman next to her noticed this. She didn't think it was appropriate to say anything. She was brought here by Qin Shuang. The two of them live in the same villa community. You could say they're fairly good friends. Since joining this gym, she feels like she has developed a love for exercise. She spends time running here every day, and she also gets to swim. It seems like everyone has slimmed down a bit. Several female fitness instructors, including Tao Shui, stood on the treadmills. It was also noticeable that Su Yang was being approached by gym customers. These newcomers to the Xingho Fitness Center instinctively gathered into a group. They, as new members of Xingho Fitness, had the habit of clustering together. Our boss seems to be quite popular. Popular with women, right? Maybe he's popular with guys too. You really dare to say that? Why wouldn't I dare to say it? I actually know a couple like that. You're in big trouble. I'm going to report you to the boss. Don't, I was just joking. Passing through the weightlifting area, Su Yang greeted a few burly male customers, then made his way to the personal training area, where he saw Yuan Cece practicing yoga. Yuan Cece's forehead was already glistening with sweat. She didn't seem to notice Su Yang approaching, focusing solely on performing various challenging yoga poses, moving seamlessly from one pose to the next, as if her body had no bones at all. It's hard to imagine how a girl's body can be so flexible. Su Yang felt that even if he practiced his entire life, he still wouldn't reach this level. However, Su Yang didn't have to wait for long. Yuan Cece quickly spotted Su Yang. He immediately stopped what he was doing and let out a deep breath, then grabbed a towel to wipe the fine sweat off his forehead. "Boss, you're here." Strong fitness. Gao Chang sat in his office sipping hot tea. He drank quite a bit of alcohol last night. Although he's sober now, he still feels some discomfort in his stomach, and his energy hasn't really bounced back. Or rather, he never fully regained his energy. Being a store manager isn't an easy job, especially when business isn't doing well. It can really keep you up night after night. As an adult, life never comes with the word easy. At that very moment, someone walked straight into his office. He frowned and looked up. When he saw who it was, he forcefully suppressed the anger rising in him. "The manager, Mr. Gao, is enjoying tea in his office," Su Tianqi remarked sarcastically. "At a time like this, still having the leisure to sip tea in the office. How impressive. Manager Gao's performance this month must be quite impressive." Gao Chang took a deep breath, but he had no idea what to say. "Boss, I will definitely do my best. I don't want to just try my best. I want to make a profit," Su Tianqi stated directly. "I support all of you. Not to let you live off me for free. I gave you money, not so you could sit in the office sipping tea," Gao Chang quickly explained. "Yesterday, I treated someone to dinner and sought advice from peers, so I had a bit to drink. I still haven't fully recovered." Su Tianqi plopped down on the couch. "What did they say then?" Gao Chang stated clearly. "They also said there's nothing they can do. It seems like we might keep losing money until next spring." Next spring. Su Tianqi counted on her fingers for a moment. Then she spoke coldly. "Are you saying I'll keep losing money for another 8 months? It's now late June. Most of the easily reachable clients have already been tapped. Our business definitely won't do well in the near future. Winter is also the slow season for gyms." "So Gao Chang, you didn't say that back then." Su Tianqi narrowed his eyes slightly. He raised his voice harshly as he spoke. "Back then, you said the gym would make money. You mentioned the costs could be recovered within 2 months. So, boss, tell me, did you recover the costs or not?" Su Tianqi fell silent. He paused to think for a moment. Then he rephrased his words. "But now you're telling me it won't turn a profit until next spring." Thinking about the upcoming period of time, he would have to hand over the money he earned little by little. He felt deeply upset about it. Losing money until next spring. Even then, it's still considered a profit. But will there definitely be profits next year? It's hard to say, you're not even sure. Su Tianqi lowered his voice as he spoke. "Could it be that your skills aren't up to par? Boss, you're well aware of this. The current economic environment is tough. Many companies are laying off employees. We are bound to lose a lot of customers." In the past, he would have confidently assured Su Tianqi, "We would definitely make a profit next year. At least the paycheck would keep coming for now." But now, he feels the need to lower Su Tianqi's expectations. "If the boss really questions my ability, in that case, I could resign." "I heard Gao Chang is planning to resign." Tianqi hesitated. If Gao Chang leaves, it would be really hard to find someone to replace him. You could say Strong Fitness was entirely built by Gao Chang. As for Su Tianqi, he only provided funding behind the scenes. When it comes to managing the gym, Su Tianqi doesn't feel confident about it. He used to sell construction materials. "So, what do you suggest we should do? If the boss wants to run the gym for the long term, they'll need to bear the losses for the next few months. If the boss only aims to make quick money." Hai Chang didn't finish his sentence, but Su Tianqi fell into deep thought. This was also the first time Hai Chang had such an open and honest conversation with Su Tianqi. Seeing that the boss was seriously considering it, Hai Chang felt a tinge of disappointment. At the same time, he became even more resolute in his beliefs. People like Li Tianqi are indeed not suited to running a gym. They used to make money way too quickly. They simply can't settle down to manage a gym for the long term. Gao Chang genuinely wants to manage the gym seriously. After all, strong power is something he built from the ground up. Plus, he doesn't want to end up unemployed. If the gym shuts down, he'll have to go back to being a fitness instructor again. And he just can't handle that. Back then, he boasted to Su Tianqi about the promising future of opening a gym. He persuaded Su Tianqi to step into the fitness industry. But that was only because he wanted to become the store manager. He wasn't willing to settle for just being an ordinary fitness coach. Now, he feels that Su Tianqi will eventually leave the fitness industry. So he's thinking about finding a better future for himself. At the very least, he wants a stable and well-paying job. He just can't let StrongFit Gym go bankrupt. If he could work for someone as wealthy as Su Yang, getting the same treatment as Su Zhiping, that would definitely be the best outcome. Su Tianqi squinted his eyes as he looked at Gao Chang. Are you suggesting that I should transfer ownership of the gym? He couldn't help but start to feel a bit suspicious of Gao Chang. Gao Chang responded with an awkward smile. To be honest, selling it now would be very difficult. Unless you come across someone who's naive, wealthy, and easy to persuade. An outsider, are you implying that's me? Boss, you've got the wrong idea about me on this one. Gao Chang quickly defended himself. Last year, when we were preparing to open the gym, things seemed to be going pretty well. Who could have guessed it would end up like this recently? Alright, Su Tianqi nodded. It seemed like she acknowledged his explanation. Go on, keep talking. The total investment for the gym, including renovations and equipment, was only about 3 million. But boss, you've already secured 4 to 5 million in funding. Gao Chang shrugged. If you're planning to sell the gym, are you willing to return that 4 to 5 million back to those customers? Su Tianqi immediately rejected it, saying it's impossible. That money is mine. Then whoever buys the gym would need to take over. Who would be willing to take on that 4 to 5 million in debt? Gao Chang quietly reminded. Also, we always sell memberships and packages at a discount. The 4 or 500 in debt is just what's on the surface. In reality, it's probably much more. Insiders all understand this. This seems a bit shady. Hearing this, Su Tianqi suddenly felt a wave of pressure. Gao Chang continued speaking to the boss. Why do gym owners always seem to run them for just a few months, taking the money and disappearing? If running a gym were truly a highly profitable business, why would they just vanish with the money? Could it be that everyone who takes the money and runs is foolish? Isn't it because running a gym for only 3 months is actually the most profitable strategy? Su Tianqi suddenly realized that Gao Chang's point made a lot of sense. This gym really is better off being sold as quickly as possible. The owner only entered the business because they followed my advice. I really can't bear to see the boss incur losses. However, the current situation has indeed changed. It's filled with uncertainty. The boss runs a building materials business. He must have strong feelings about this. Su Tianqi pressed her lips together. She somewhat agreed with Gao Chang's words. Last year, his building materials business was really struggling. This year, it's even worse. There's still a lot of money for materials that hasn't been collected. At the same time, he also felt uncertain about his own suspicions. Was Gao Chang perhaps being a bit too excessive? Gao Chang was indeed doing it for his benefit, and he truly did help him make some money. However, he still cautiously asked Gao Chang, "Can you help me find someone to take over the gym?" Gao Chang quickly shook his head. The people I know are all from the same industry. They're not easy to deceive. I think this is something the owner needs to handle personally. The boss probably knows a lot of wealthy people. Su Tianqi nodded in agreement. I'll think about it carefully. At this moment, he more or less let go of his doubts about Gao Chang. If the boss sells the gym, the new owner might not trust me. Can I follow you? Why would you want to follow me? I could work as a driver or a bodyguard for you. I'm definitely not qualified to have a driver. And there's no need for a bodyguard either. Su Tianqi glanced at Gao Chang, who had put on some weight. Smiling, he said, but don't worry. With your skills, the new boss will surely let you continue as the store manager. This time, his abilities were recognized again. Hearing these words, only 2 words came to Gao Chang's mind. Su Tianqi didn't even want to give him a promise. I didn't expect you to have such an extraordinary physique. Yuan Sisi looked at the increasingly defined muscle lines on Su Yang's body. The muscle definition on Su Yang's body became even more prominent. She recalled Su Yang's training progress and couldn't help but marvel, even when learning yoga. Your learning pace is noticeably faster than that of most students. Yuan Cece had never encountered a student as effortless to teach as you. The techniques she taught Su Yang. Su Yang picks things up incredibly quickly. He's significantly better than other students I've encountered before. It might just be a natural talent. If you pursue a career in sports, you could achieve remarkable success. Being a professional athlete heavily depends on physical talent too. He is absolutely certain. Before taking personal training sessions with him, Su Yang showed no visible signs of prior exercise, whether or not there was any prior training. A fitness coach can recognize it at a glance. Su Yang casually replied, "There's no way I could ever become a professional athlete." Yuan Cece nodded in agreement. He also thought so. Considering Su Yang's family background, his family definitely wouldn't approve of him becoming a professional athlete. Someone like Su Yang is bound to return to take over the family business in the future. It makes sense he would open a gym in the meantime. The family doesn't oppose it. They probably hope he can train himself well. It's also about improving his management skills. This could be considered something meaningful. Su Yang had no idea that Yuan Cece had such a vivid imagination. It happened during his break between sets. Su Shiping walked into the personal training area. He respectfully addressed him as boss. "What is it? It should be considered good news, right?" Su Shiping remarked with a peculiar expression on his face. "Zhou Shunian just gave me a call. He was asking me about you." Su Yang asked curiously, "Who's Zhou Shunian? Why is he asking about me?" Su Shiping glanced at Yuan Cece and spoke in a rather cryptic tone. "Zhou Shunian is also a gym manager. He was drinking with me yesterday too. It's probably because of the news you asked me to spread." Su Yang paused for a moment. He couldn't help but laugh and say, "So, yesterday, I asked you to set up some bait, and you ended up catching 2 fish." When he was conducting a business simulation for StrongFit, he honestly didn't anticipate this outcome. His business simulation skills have always been focused on running scenarios for a single store or company. While he can control quite a few variables, sometimes the results appear overly simplified, often tend to overlook certain matters related to the subject, events that are not closely connected to the company. A bit rigid and lacking flexibility. Felt quite conflicted about Su Shiping. Yuan Cece curiously observed the two of them, listening but feeling a bit confused and lost. He only knew that these two seemed to be plotting something, wondering whether it's right to eavesdrop on others, thinking if it might be better to leave. But before he could make a decision, Su Yang asked Su Shiping, "How's Zhou Shunian's store doing?" A 700 square meter fencing and fitness center. It's only considered a mid-sized gym, but it's been running for nearly 5 years now. It has maintained a solid reputation in the area. There is a steady stream of regular customers. 700 square meters feels a bit small. Su Yang frowned slightly. 700 square meters doesn't quite match his aesthetic preferences. He has always believed that bigger stores are better. Having more employees is considered a good thing. He has also heard about fencing and fitness training. The online reviews of him are quite positive. However, a mere 700 square feet clearly wouldn't accommodate too many employees. It's obvious that such a space won't have a large staff. "I actually think Zhou Shunian's gym is pretty good. It's far better than the one the boss wanted," Su Shiping said softly. Old Zhou has always been one of those rare people who can truly stay focused. People who manage gyms seriously. Su Yang nodded slightly. He hadn't expected this. Su Shiping held such a high opinion of Zhou Shunian. "What's your estimate of the cost?" "That gym might also be facing some issues. It should cost less than 300,000 to acquire. It might even be lower. More details need to be investigated." Su Shiping returned to. "That gym has been around for quite some time. I visited it 2 months ago. The fitness equipment is slightly outdated. If converted to value, it probably isn't worth much." Su Yang suddenly thought of something powerful. He then thought of Gao Chang. So he said, "Why don't you ask about the price first? Let's find a time to go check it out together." "All right, boss." On the other side, they planned to meet in the evening. It happened right at Shuzhangxiang. The boss agreed. After Su Shiping left, Lian Cece curiously asked the boss, "Are you planning to keep buying gyms?" Su Yang didn't try to hide it. Boss, gyms aren't exactly a very profitable business. Su Yang smiled and said it's mainly because I enjoy it. Of course, Su Yang didn't mention. The main reason is that he enjoys running gyms. The attribute points rewarded to his physique. Each visit to the gym could enhance his stamina. Strength, agility, and endurance were all improved simultaneously. It was as if he was developing 3 industries at once. There was no way he would give it up. Truly a display of wealth and indulgence. Yuan Sisi silently criticized in her mind. However, he still keenly noticed that today's manager seemed especially respectful toward Su Yang. But why was that? He felt that he was finding Su Yang harder and harder to understand. He didn't seem to be just an ordinary rich kid. A 60-minute private training session came to an end. Just as Su Yang left the private training area and was heading to the shower section, he spotted Tao Shui halfway there. Tao Shui seemed to have just finished her shower. Her hair was still partially damp. It gave her a different kind of charm. At that moment, however, he was busy wrestling with a bottle of sports drink. He was trying hard to twist the bottle cap open, but the bottle cap seemed completely immovable. Let me do it. Su Yang reached out his hand. Tao Shui looked up. Seeing it was the boss, she nervously lowered her head. Su Yang couldn't help but feel a bit helpless. Was he really that intimidating? Though he had to admit. Tao Shui looked a bit adorably clueless at the moment. Give it to me, I'll help you open it. Su Yang reached out and grabbed the drink. Accidentally brushed against Tao Shui's hand. He quickly pulled his hand back shyly. Su Yang felt a slight flutter in his heart for a brief moment. He took a deep breath, twisted the bottle cap open in one swift motion, and handed the drink back to Tao Shui. Speaking softly, he said, there's no need to be so nervous. I don't bite. Tao Shui nodded repeatedly. Thank you, boss. You're welcome, take the drink. Tao Shui watched Su Yang's figure disappear around the corner. When he turned around, suddenly, the whole person almost jumped up. A few drops of the drink spilled from his hand. Yuan Sisi crossed her arms, leaning against the doorframe not far away. She chuckled and said, What, did I scare you? Tao Shui quickly explained, No, you didn't. Tao Shui hurriedly added that it wasn't the case. I just didn't expect Sisi to be standing there. Yuan Sisi spoke in the tone of a senior to offer advice. You should live with a clear conscience. Constantly being suspicious is what makes you more likely to get scared. Tao Shui gave an awkward smile. She didn't know how to respond. Make sure to exercise more in the future. Yuan Sisi walked past Tao Shui. If customers found out that our fitness coach couldn't even open a bottle cap, it could impact the gym's reputation. My hand was just a bit wet earlier. But Yuan Sisi didn't even listen to his explanation. She strode off with her long legs without looking back. Tao Shui stared at Yuan Sisi's back. She clenched her molars tightly. This woman really has a sharp tongue. Tao Shui cursed Yuan Sisi in her mind. Yuan Sisi was also silently cursing Tao Shui. Yuan Sisi simply didn't believe it. It was purely by chance that Tao Shui ran into Su Yang here. The way Tao Shui looked scared just moments ago only further confirmed his suspicions. From the very first day he met Tao Shui, he felt that Tao Shui was someone with ulterior motives. No matter how he looked at him, he found him unlikable. Seeing Tao Shui pretend to look weak just now, and asking Su Yang to help her open a bottle cap, Yuan Sisi couldn't help but feel a surge of inexplicable anger. This little green tea's target was clearly Su Yang. However, he had to admit, Su Yang had a strong appeal to all young women. There was something undeniably attractive about him. Fortunately, he was disciplined by nature, and stayed focused on his hobbies and career. In the bathroom, Su Yang couldn't help but think about skipping school. He sensed that something felt off, but he couldn't quite put his finger on it, so he decided to push all those thoughts aside. Starting to weigh the options between 2 gyms, matters of relationships and emotions. There's no need for him to think about it right now. The most pressing issue at hand. It's time to seriously think about it. How to reinvest the monthly income effectively. The hot pot restaurant is thriving. The outlook is incredibly promising. His current monthly income has already surpassed $500,000. It might not be long before it exceeds $600,000. But this speed is still not sufficient. As long as he can secure both power and infrastructure, his monthly income could very likely exceed $1 million. $1 million monthly income. This was something he never dared to even dream about before. Looking in the mirror at his increasingly muscular body, he felt quite satisfied. Thinking about how his stockpile of attribute points kept growing, he decided to spend this month seriously learning from Yuan Cece. Next month, he'll stop the personal training sessions and work out on his own. It's estimated that after this month, he will have almost mastered the basics of fitness. And even if there's something he doesn't know, he can always seek guidance from other fitness trainers. He does genuinely enjoy the personal coaching from the beautiful Yuan Cece. But he is even more determined not to let Yuan Cece notice any further unusual changes in his body. That very evening, under Su Zhiping's arrangements, Su Yang met Gao Chang. He truly lived up to his name. Standing at 6 feet tall, his muscles, though slightly diminished, still showed strength. He appeared exceptionally sturdy, resembling a large bear. However, this bear lowered his head upon meeting Su Yang. Humbly extending his hand to Su Yang, he shook Su Yang's hand with a slight sense of respect. "Hello, Mr. Su. I've heard so much about you." "Hello, Manager Gao. I've also heard about you from Su Zhiping. He mentioned that you're very capable. He said you've been running Strong Fitness really well. That makes me feel a bit embarrassed. Strong Fitness has started losing money every month," Su Yang remarked with a smile. "It's normal to start losing money at this stage. This is the case for all commercial gyms. At least under your management. Hasn't your boss already made a lot of money?" Hearing this, Gao Chang felt an unexpected warmth in his heart, thinking of Su Tianqi, who was impatient, suspicious, and stingy. Then looking at this refined and courteous, tolerant and considerate young boss, Su Yang, the comparison between the two was stark. The difference was instantly clear. "Your boss is just a bit short on patience, that's all." "Yes," Gao Chang nodded in agreement with a satisfied expression. "If you come over with enough strength, I can offer you the same treatment as Manager Su. I won't put too much pressure on your performance." Gao Chang's eyes lit up with excitement. His gaze was filled with eagerness. Su Yang added, "But your gym also needs to undergo reforms like Xingho." Gao Chang patted his chest and promised, "No problem at all. As long as the boss pays the full salary, he's willing to stick with the boss. Even if the boss claims the earth is flat, he would believe it without a doubt." Su Zhiping pursed his lips on the side. Not even the first stroke of the character is written. And yet they're already calling him the boss. Soon, the waiters brought out signature dishes like mapo tofu and placed them on the table. Su Yang noticed those bottles of white liquor. He simply said he doesn't drink alcohol. This should be fine. He has never thought that strong liquor tastes good, especially after a few times of throwing up badly. He instinctively developed a dislike for strong liquor. In the past, he had no choice. But now, at this table, he was the one calling the shots. Gao Chang quickly smiled and said it wasn't a problem. "Drinking is harmful to health. It's not something good." Su Zhiping also mentioned that we in the fitness industry really don't have a need to drink alcohol. It could make us seem less professional. Su Yang noticed. Today, Su Zhiping's words actually carried some weight. Gao Chang said, "So what does the boss want to drink?" Su Yang glanced at the table full of dishes. Almost all of them were spicy, and gave it some thought. "Why not just have coconut milk? The boss really has great taste." Gao Chang immediately called the waiter over. "Take the wine away and bring us 3 bottles of coconut milk." "All right." The waiter gave the 3 of them a strange look. 3 grown men dining here, and only ordering coconut milk. That's definitely rare. Shu Jingxiang truly lives up to its reputation as a famous restaurant in Rongcheng. With his keen sense of taste, Su Yang could tell the difference. The ingredients they use are incredibly fresh. As for the taste, there's really no need to say more about it. It's undeniably quite good. While enjoying the meal, Su Zhiping also took the opportunity to ask Gao Chang some questions about the management of StrongFit. Gao Chang's answers were fairly straightforward. Su Yang could tell he wasn't holding back much. At least it aligned with his business predictions. Some information was obtained. However, when Su Zhiping asked him what the lowest price he could offer was, Gao Chang's response seemed a bit hesitant. When the moment came, Gao Chang started to feel a bit guilty toward Su Tianqi. He couldn't shake off the feeling of betrayal. Some people are just like that. They're bad but not entirely ruthless. There's still a faint trace of conscience in them, although integrity is in short supply. Su Yang seemed to roughly understand Gao Chang's thoughts. He put down his chopsticks. In a low voice, he said to Gao Chang, "You need to realize, letting your boss walk away with the money now is the best option for him. Su Zhiping chimed in as well. Your boss has already moved the funds elsewhere. The gym will continue to incur losses for quite some time. Moreover, it's hard to say whether the gym business will thrive in the future. Who knows what might happen one day? If your boss's cash flow breaks down at that point, the gym might not even be successfully transferred. Your boss would end up in an even worse situation. It would be better to transfer it to our boss now. Yes, I am genuinely hoping for Su Tian's well-being. Handing over the gym to Su Yang would create a win-win-win situation for everyone. Treat everyone with kindness. Understand all of this. Gao Chang finally let go of the last bit of mental burden. He decided to fully align himself with Su Yang. Gao Chang quietly said that our boss tends to be quite suspicious. If I step in to negotiate for a lower price, it might make him suspicious of me. So, does he have any intention of transferring it? Yes, I've already convinced him to sell the gym. But I told him to find someone himself to take it over. Gao Chang roughly explained the situation to Su Yang. Su Yang smiled and said that your preliminary work was very thorough. After this, you don't need to persuade him anymore. You just need to occasionally ask him if he has found someone to take over yet. Put a little pressure on him. This way, you can apply pressure on Su Tianqi. Hearing this, Gao Chang seemed eager to give it a try. I heard that in the past few days, someone has been active in your fitness group. Post an announcement about transferring ownership of the gym. When you have time, make sure to inform your boss about this. Su Yang is already aware of this news. However, the space is too small. He isn't very interested in it. I understand what Su Yang means by this. Gao Chang can somewhat see where this is coming from. It's just the boss trying to create a sense of urgency. Wait a few days. Then pass along another message to him. That's absolutely not a problem. Gao Chang thought for a moment. Then asked, but what if he really finds someone to take over? Don't worry, he won't find anyone. Just trust me on this. Seeing Su Yang so confident, Gao Chang couldn't help but feel a sense of trust in him. Alright, I'll go with what the boss says. Then let's toast. Su Yang raised his coconut milk. Cheers, cheers. Gao Chang and Su Zhiping smiled as well. They raised their coconut milk and clinked glasses with Su Yang. Don't say this toast was just a casual one. All three men felt. The atmosphere became inexplicably harmonious. After 9 p.m., Gao Chang returned home. He went straight to the couch in the living room. Why are you like this? I've been back for a while. Didn't you say there was a work-related social event? Gao Chang's wife put down the remote control and asked. I already attended the event. Gao Chang's wife moved closer to him. She took a deep sniff. Surprised, she said, you didn't drink? Our boss didn't allow drinking this time. Looks like your boss finally acted like a decent person this time. In the days that followed, Su Zhiping is organizing the 3rd anniversary challenge event for Xinhua. Su Yang sticks to his daily routine without fail. In the morning, he attends private training sessions with Yuan Cece. In the afternoon, he has Ma Ran help him scout for suitable store locations. The grand opening promotion at Jiushan Hot Pot continues to attract attention. Business is thriving and extremely busy. There are already quite a few returning customers. They keep taking advantage of the Hot Pot restaurant's deals over and over. Su Yang doesn't mind this at all. After all, the profit margin for the Hot Pot restaurant is over 50%. Half-price discount. He won't lose too much. Aside from the prizes that were sent out. At most, he'll only lose some utility costs and labor expenses. Labor costs are naturally the biggest portion. But coincidentally, Su Yang is the least concerned about labor costs. As soon as the 7-day grand opening promotion at Jiushan Hot Pot ends, Su Yang will immediately begin opening the 2nd branch. Spark Heavy Infrastructure. 3 fitness centers. The company has over 50 employees. As long as Su Yang opens a few more Hot Pot restaurants, reaching over 100 employees won't be an issue. Running a company with 100 employees might be quite challenging for him. But opening a few Hot Pot restaurants, that would be relatively easy. It's almost like copying and pasting. He can monitor employee loyalty. He hardly worries about employees causing trouble. 2 days passed by without even noticing. At first, after Gao Chang returned, he managed to stay calm. But after waiting 2 days without any response, he started feeling restless and anxious. The days of waiting were the hardest to endure. While sitting in his office, he noticed a text message from the receptionist. It said that Su Tianqi, who hadn't been seen for days, had arrived at the gym. Upon hearing this news, Gao Chang couldn't hold back his eagerness and knocked on the door of Su Tianqi's office. As the boss walked in, he noticed who entered. It was Gao Chang and Su Tianqi, which made his head throb slightly. "Boss, these past few days, have you found anyone willing to take over the gym?" "Not yet," Su Tianqi shook his head helplessly. Because of the gym situation, he had recently upset quite a few friends. He still remembered yesterday at the dinner table. He quietly asked an old friend if they were interested in taking over the gym. The expression on his old friend's face immediately changed. At that moment, his old friend put his arm around his shoulder. "Old Su, we've known each other for over 10 years, right? Then why are you trying to set me up?" "I didn't set you up." "You didn't set me up? Then why do you want to transfer the gym to me? We've all been around each other for so many years. Who doesn't know the other well by now? If the gym could make money, would you really be willing to transfer it?" As long as he mentions wanting to transfer the gym, almost all of his friends outright refuse. These days, who doesn't already understand how commercial gyms operate? Even if someone doesn't know, there's always someone around who does. If all else fails, you can still look it up online. The more strangers refuse to take over the gym, the stronger Su Tianqi's desire becomes to transfer the gym. It became increasingly urgent. Seeing Su Tianqi's embarrassed expression, Gao Chang quietly chuckled to himself. "Then go for it, boss." "Wait a moment, Gao Chang. What's the matter, boss?" Su Tianqi asked. "Do you know anyone interested in taking over the gym?" "No," Gao Chang shook his head. "But there are a few people looking to sell their gyms. Everyone is looking for buyers. Why don't you take a look?" "If I don't look, I won't buy it." Su Tianqi rubbed her temples. She felt an increasing sense of urgency in her heart. The intensity of emotions continued to build. Su Shiping reported to Su Yang that Su Tianqi had not found any buyers. He informed Su Yang about the situation. Su Yang felt that the timing still wasn't right, so he instructed Su Shiping to reassure Gao Chang for the time being. "Let him keep waiting." "Boss, what should we do next?" "The day after tomorrow," Su Yang thought for a moment and said. "The day after tomorrow, we'll go check out the infrastructure and fitness facilities. Notify Zhou Shunian first about the fitness situation." Su Yang asked Su Ji Ping to gather information from Zhou Shunian. The business operations are okay, but the profits are disappointingly slim. After deducting rent, property fees, and utilities, employee wages and various other expenses, on average, this gym only makes about $100,000 a year. In other words, their boss, Gu Jianjun, is just barely making ends meet right now, not even earning as much as some workers. Gu Jianjun has a few other businesses. From Zhou Shunian, it was learned that Su Yang plans to buy the gym. The idea of transferring ownership of the gym came up. Yesterday, their boss, Gu Jianjun, personally visited Su Yang with genuine sincerity. "Alright, when the time comes, ask the employees of Jiqing Fitness to share the photos I took while touring their gym in your group chat, and hint that Spark might be considering acquiring Jiqing Fitness. Can you manage that? It's true that I have a very good relationship with Lao Zhou." Su Shiping paused at this point. Suddenly, he started to understand. The boss wants Gao Chang to leak this information to Su Tianqi. Su Yang nodded, admitting he was indeed interested in StrongFit Gym. "But there's no way I'd personally visit to negotiate a purchase. I want Su Tianqi to come to me and make the request." Su Shiping had a sudden realization. But then he started doubting if this would actually work. As long as Gao Chang puts in the effort, there's definitely a good chance. He seemed completely confident about it. "From what I know, Su Tianqi is not only suspicious by nature, but also somewhat impatient in temperament." Su Shiping really wanted to ask the boss how he knew, but he still didn't say it out loud. He figured that during a time when he wasn't aware, the boss had already investigated Su Tianqi behind the scenes. Are you really this well prepared? However, he still had some doubts whether the boss's plan could be smoothly carried out. In the blink of an eye, 2 days had passed. Su Shiping drove Su Yang to the infrastructure gym. Su Shiping parked the car in a spot near the gym entrance. Su Yang got out of the car and immediately noticed the old, slightly yellowed sign of the infrastructure gym. Zhou Shunian saw Su Shiping and quickly reminded him, "Boss, the new boss, Mr. Su, has arrived." Gu Jianjun curiously asked if it was that young man. "Yes, that's right. Let's head out to welcome him." Alright, Gu Jianjun didn't put on any airs. After all, he was the one who had asked Su Yang to take over. So, Gu Jianjun led Zhou Shunian out of the gym's main entrance to greet Su Yang. Behind them, some curious employees were also watching from a distance. Who is the boss meeting with here? Could it be someone from the official organization? I understand. The boss has been thinking about transferring the gym to Spark recently. That's Su Zhiping, the manager of Spark Fitness. Su Zhiping. The person ahead is probably the new owner of Spark. That famous wealthy second-generation heir. That's right, it must be him. He really is just like the rumors say. What a handsome guy. It would be great if he could be our boss. I heard. The benefits at Spark Fitness are the best among gyms in Rongqing. There isn't much pressure to meet big performance goals yet. If we get acquired by Spark, do you think Spark will give us a raise? Probably, right. I heard they're not short on money. Let's hope we get acquired then. A fencing fitness coach pulled out their phone and started snapping photos of the two people shaking hands outside the door. After that, they shared the pictures in the large group chat for the fitness center. Someone quickly asked what the photos were about. The fitness coach explained in the group chat. Our boss is planning to transfer ownership of the gym. So they reached out to Mr. Su from Xingho. Now Mr. Su is here at our gym for an inspection. It turns out it's Xingho. Spark's president Su truly has the capability. Amid the boasting of Spark's employees, before you even realize it, Su Yang's reputation has already spread throughout the fitness community in Rongqing. Doesn't that mean you all are about to enjoy some benefits? The salary and benefits at Sparks are undoubtedly top-notch. Even the top talent from our gym has been recruited. I was actually considering switching to Sparks myself, but their hiring process is way too strict. If I had known earlier, I would have switched to construction work instead. Once the infrastructure was acquired, wouldn't that mean I'd instantly become an employee of Spark? Excuse me, are you still hiring for the infrastructure team? Same question, and it was just at this moment. Gao Chang received a call from Su Zhiping. Looking at the constant stream of new messages in the fitness group on WeChat, Gao Chang couldn't help but marvel in his mind. His future boss's tactics are truly impressive. The strategies are intricately linked, one leading to the next. He took a screenshot of the message history in the WeChat group. He sent each message to his current boss, Su Tianqi, on WeChat. Seeing that Su Tianqi didn't respond, he directly called Su Tianqi on the phone. Su Tianqi asked over the phone what it was about. Boss, I sent you messages on WeChat. What messages? The owner of Xingho Fitness, Boss Su. Seems like he's planning to buy Jijiang Fitness. He's already gone to Jijiang Fitness for an inspection. Are you saying? Have you found someone to take over the gym yet? Su Tianqi's breathing grew rapid. What do you think? The owner of Xingho, Mr. Su, might be interested in us. Not sure. But if the boss hasn't found anyone yet, maybe we could give it a try. Gao Chang lowered his voice and said, I heard the owner of Xingho is very wealthy. Since he seems to have an interest in taking over the gym, why can't they just buy us out? Then go and ask about it. Su Tianqi returned. Alright, boss. After hanging up the phone, Su Tianqi did not start the car immediately. He thought back to the rumors about Su Yang. The more he thought about it, the more he felt this could be an opportunity. In the past few days, he had been promoting his gym. The news spread far and wide. He treated everyone to a meal. His friends either made excuses or stated up front not to bring up anything about the gym. However, one of his friends introduced him to a professional currency shop employee. That professional currency shop employee claimed they could help him resolve the gym issue. They promised he could take his funds and smoothly withdraw from the gym situation without facing any legal consequences. All he needs to do is register a company, then place the gym under the company's name. A professional intermediary can use legitimate means to change the company's legal representative to someone else, and then use various methods to make the company insolvent. At that point, during the middle of the night, move out all the gym equipment, shut the gym down immediately, and post a notice after closing. Inform the customers. The gym has decided to close down due to operational issues. If you want a refund, you can call a specific number. We are handling the requests collectively. Refunds are absolutely not an option. At most, you could track down the legal representative. And the legal representative used by professional closure experts definitely won't have the ability to repay. After all, There are also professional debt bearers involved. At this point, Su Tianqi could make a clean exit. However, professional cryptocurrency dealers charge fees for their services. And the fees aren't exactly low. Otherwise, why would anyone be willing to help for free? But this is definitely not what Su Tianqi was looking for. He had even consulted a lawyer he was familiar with. The lawyer told him that this approach was indeed possible, but there were still some legal risks involved. And on top of that, he had no idea what those risks might actually entail. Those who have bought premium gym memberships, who are the ones taking personal training classes, he might not even choose to go through legal channels, unless he takes the money and leaves Chengdu, leaving for a faraway place. But is that even possible? He has other businesses in Chengdu as well. At this point, he also stopped driving. He parked his car by the side of the road, while scrolling through the WeChat messages sent by Gao Chang, while waiting for Gao Chang to call back. It wasn't long before. Sure enough, Gao Chang returned Su Tianqi's call. What did they say over there? The manager of Xinhua, Su Zhiping, said. Their boss seems to be particularly interested in infrastructure. Su Tianqi frowned and asked why. What's so great about that rundown store? He does know something about infrastructure. Back before he opened the gym, he has done some level of research. It seems like the infrastructure should be profitable. We are still operating at a loss. How did Su Zhiping find out we are losing money? I told him before. Su Tianqi felt a sense of frustration. There was an urge to throw the phone. Boss, you already know this. I used to often seek advice from Su Zhiping about some operational issues with gyms. Moreover, experts can definitely figure out the tough situation we're in. It makes no difference whether I say it or not. Is there really no solution left? Boss, I believe we still have a chance. Su Tianqi quickly asked. What do you mean? Since the boss of Spark is interested in infrastructure, then we still have a shot. We excel at renovations. The equipment is in excellent condition, almost like new. The location is highly desirable. Other than having a bit more debt, how does it fall short compared to infrastructure? What Gao Chang mentioned is indeed accurate. Su Tianqi agreed with this. Additionally, I believe Su Zhiping's perspective doesn't necessarily reflect their boss's opinion. Their boss, however, is known for being incredibly generous. Money is absolutely not an issue. And they also have a strong interest in the fitness industry. If the boss truly wants Spark to take over, they still need to directly negotiate with Spark's owner. I heard that the owner of the infrastructure company, Gu Jianjun, personally visited Spark in order to meet with their owner. After convincing Spark's owner, only then did Spark's owner personally go to inspect the infrastructure company. Su Tianqi asked. Are you suggesting that I should personally handle the negotiation? Yes, that's the way to show sincerity, Gao Chang advised. For rich kids, reputation is everything. If you manage to make him happy, there's a chance he might agree right away. The cost of one of his cars might be more expensive than our entire gym. That makes sense. Su Tianqi looked at the screenshot Gao Chang had sent over, and realized Su Yang's family is incredibly wealthy, far wealthier than he is. Boss, if you're really planning to take action, I suggest you negotiate as soon as possible. It's best to sell before the infrastructure project starts. If the boss isn't in a hurry, you could also wait a little longer. Why? Su Tianqi asked in confusion. Because there's no guarantee that after the Spark boss acquires the infrastructure, they'll still show strong interest in us. Gao Chang analyzed. What if Xinhua stops purchasing after acquiring the infrastructure? What happens if they decide not to continue buying? I know Su Zhiping well. He has a cautious and conservative personality. After Spark significantly increased employees' salaries and benefits, it is still operating at a loss. He would never want his boss to recklessly buy a gym. Their boss tends to trust Su Zhiping quite a bit. Su Tianqi. Alright, I'll head over to Gao Chang now to hear the boss's thoughts. Su Tianqi asked again. You seem really eager to see Spark acquire Qiangli. Gao Chang chuckled a bit awkwardly. Spark is well known for being both wealthy and generous. Su Tianqi didn't suspect anything, and directly replied. Keep an eye on the messages in your group chat. If Spark ends up acquiring the infrastructure company, then give me a call. Alright, boss. And with that, he hung up the phone. Su Tianqi promptly started the car and headed to Xinhua. He also thought Gao Chang made a good point. After purchasing the fencing club, They might not be interested in anything else powerful for a while. Since he had already decided to sell the gym, he had to act quickly. After all, the gym was losing money every month. Meanwhile, Su Yang was touring the fencing and fitness center. Discovering the truth is just as Su Zhiping described. Most fencing fitness equipment is quite impressive. However, there are always professionals handling equipment maintenance. Thanks to stable operations, the fitness coaches at the facility have a turnover rate much lower than typical commercial gyms. These fitness trainers are relatively older, but their professional skills are still quite solid. Overall, their level is higher than that of Xingho. The facility's personal training classes don't sell very well. It all relied on 5 years of dedicated management and the support of a group of loyal and devoted users. The price offered by Gu Jianjun was also quite reasonable. $15,000 would be enough for Su Yan to take over the gym, but it also required Su Yan to take on the existing clients. After a brief analysis, Su Yang decided to go ahead with the deal. He knew he would indeed incur some losses for a few months after acquiring it. However, as long as the gym was managed steadily and properly, the annual profit would be enough to recover the $15,000 and make up for the investment. If you include the salary refund from the cheat system, then it would take just over a month. And Gu Jianjun personally went to find him, which shows some sincerity. Of course, there's another reason. As long as Su Yang hesitates for a while, an old client from the infrastructure sector will buy the project. It's just 150,000. There are still plenty of wealthy people in Rongcheng. Gu Jianjun's small office. Su Yang sipped his tea and remarked, "Mr. Gu, this one looks pretty good to me. 150,000 seems like a fair price. I'm willing to purchase it." Gu Jianjun responded happily. "Well, thank you very much, Mr. Su." Su Yang shifted the conversation. "However, I do have a small request." "What kind of request?" "For now, don't let it slip that we've reached an agreement. Just say we're still negotiating." Gu Jianjun paused for a moment, then smiled and said, "No problem." He had no idea what Su Yang was planning, but he was definitely willing to give Su Yang this courtesy. "However, Mr. Su, could you consider helping out those old buddies at the gym?" After Gu Jianjun said this, he might have felt a little embarrassed. My request might seem a bit presumptuous, but their professional skills are undoubtedly solid, and they can endure solitude. As long as their professional skills are strong, and they don't violate the gym's rules, and perform their duties well, I won't casually dismiss any employee. Su Yang glanced at Zhou Shunian, who was standing next to Gu Jianjun. Manager Su also mentioned this to me. Manager Zhou is highly capable. He is diligent and responsible in his work. I will also have him continue as the manager. Gu Jianjun was overjoyed and said, "Then I must thank you, Mr. Su." "You're welcome." Nearby, Zhou Shunian heard Su Yang's praise for him, and gave Su Zhiping a grateful look. The boss really gave him face in front of his old friend. This made Su Zhiping feel as if he were drinking an ice-cold soda on a hot summer day. So delighted it felt like he could fly. His lips couldn't help but curl into a smile. "The receptionist just called me and said the owner of Qiangli Fitness, Su Tianqi, has arrived at Spark Fitness. He wants to meet you." Su Yang had just left the fencing fitness center when he heard Su Zhiping speak with a peculiar expression. He never expected it. Su Tianqi actually showed up, just as Su Yang had predicted. Yang gazed at the bustling streets outside the car window. With a calm demeanor, he remarked, "Then let's meet them." "Understood, boss. Did you remember the role you're supposed to play?" "Got it, driving the car." Su Zhiping nodded slightly. This time, he was practically playing himself. There was no difficulty at all. Su Tianqi sat in the spacious reception hall of Xingho. He took the tea brought over by the front desk. It was said that Su Yang and Su Zhiping were on their way back. This put his mind at ease. He touched the tea. It was quite hot. Feeling a bit impatient, he stood up. He stepped out of the reception hall and glanced at Xingho's gym. Xingho's gym was spacious and well lit. The fitness equipment is arranged neatly. It's not even 4 in the afternoon yet. There are already plenty of guests working out in the gym. The number of guests here surpasses those at his intense workout sessions. He noticed a few attractive girls who had just finished their workout. They were busy taking selfies with their phones. But he quickly turned his attention to something else. He spotted 3 or 4 fitness trainers moving effortlessly among the regular gym goers. Their demeanor was relaxed and natural, with a faint smile lingering on their face. They occasionally would point out tips to those working out, or chat with gymgoers during their breaks between sets, laughing and joking around, almost as if they were catching up like old friends. There were also a few fitness trainers, who were actively using treadmills and other equipment, sweating profusely, putting in more effort than the fitness enthusiasts themselves, exercising during work hours. Wow, nobody seems to be putting in the effort. Are you promoting personal training sessions? There are clearly so many members present. This is obviously a great opportunity to promote personal training sessions. In an instant, a rush of emotions surged through Zhu, but he quickly calmed himself down. It was then he remembered that this wasn't his gym. He quickly recalled something about Spark. The rumors suddenly seemed entirely believable. The boss of Xingho is a wealthy second-generation entrepreneur who isn't short on money. If this keeps up, it's no surprise if this gym ends up losing money. In fact, Su Tanqi isn't aware that due to the reward system designed by Su Yang, the fitness coaches at Xingho gradually split into two groups, skilled at using gentle persuasion. The fitness coaches selling personal training packages are still actively selling courses. Take Yuan Cc and Zhang Jianba as examples. However, fitness coaches who aren't skilled at selling personal training sessions, take someone like Wang Hu or Xiong Yi as an example. They started focusing on genuinely serving regular gym members, which includes the group of trainers he disapproves of. They want to earn the loyalty and support of those gym members. You secured a spot in the top 10 most popular fitness coaches, received a ranking reward from the gym. Of course, fitness coaches like Yuan Cc and Zhang Jianba are also strong contenders for the rankings. Anyone who purchases personal training sessions can receive a large number of Spark tickets, and their Spark tickets are often used by their personal trainers, who can easily get some with just a little effort. As for those hard-working fitness coaches, they are the examples hand-picked by Su Zhiping. If they can't even manage their own bodies, how can they have the confidence to be fitness trainers? Who would believe this is the result? They have to set aside time every day for exercise. As for the growing number of visitors at Xingho Fitness, most of them are drawn in through word of mouth. After all, Su Yang's large-scale promotional campaign is still in the planning phase and has not officially launched yet. Never underestimate the power of word of mouth, especially in today's internet-driven era. Whether it's through QQ groups or WeChat groups, or even online forums and communities, whether it's running groups or cycling groups, or various fitness enthusiast communities, information spreads incredibly fast. After a complete overhaul at Spark Fitness, its reputation among fitness enthusiasts in Rongqing has skyrocketed. Some people who live nearby and usually enjoy running, cycling, or other sports have heard of Spark's great reputation and are willing to stop by and check it out. As fitness enthusiasts, they immediately caught the attention. Many ended up staying right away. No matter what type of exercise it is, it always requires a strong core for support. If you want to build a powerful core, various fitness routines are absolutely essential. Fitness lovers also enjoy encouraging others to join in. Many members who initially joined with little interest started to notice the gym environment improving significantly over time, and were happy to recommend it to their friends. Having a workout buddy makes exercising much more enjoyable. Just like Qin Shuang, he brought his friends along with him. From Su Yang's perspective, the reputation of a gym matters even more than that of a restaurant. Diners might travel long distances just to try a famous restaurant, journeying far and wide to enjoy a single meal. But fitness enthusiasts won't travel miles just for a well-known gym. They wouldn't go out of their way to sign up for a membership. Gyms always rely on customers from the surrounding area. After waiting for 30 minutes, Su Tanqi finally saw Su Yang and Su Zhiping. Su Tanqi recognized Su Yang immediately. He approached him without hesitation. Extending his hand, he said, "Nice to meet you, Mr. Su." "Hello, Mr. Su," Su Yang replied with a smile. Su Yang responded warmly with a smile. In Rongqing, the term Mr. isn't taken too seriously. Sometimes friends use it jokingly with one another, and occasionally, they might address each other with such titles. The term boss doesn't necessarily mean someone is an actual company executive. It's more like a polite way to address business people. Su Yang directly suggested, "Let's talk in the office." All right, they arrived at the office. Su Zhiping poured tea for the two of them. Su Yang sat down in the executive chair. He got straight to the point and asked, Mr. Su, what is the reason you wanted to meet me? I heard that Mr. Su is planning to purchase the fencing and fitness business. Su Yang admitted honestly. I definitely have this idea. But it's still under discussion. Upon learning that Su Yan didn't directly purchase the fencing business, Su Tianqi breathed a slight sigh of relief. It was just as the intelligence gathered by Gao Chang suggested. Not sure what Mr. Su thinks about our Strong Fitness Center. Su Yang smiled and said, I've heard about Strong Fitness Center. It seems like it has been open for 3 months already. I heard the business is booming. Mr. Su must have made quite a bit of money. Not really, didn't make that much. Mr. Su, you're being modest. I heard the first 3 months of running a gym are the most profitable. Su Yang's gaze shifted toward Su Zhiping. Manager Su, am I right about that? Su Zhiping affirmed with certainty. The boss is absolutely correct. The first 3 months of a gym's operation can indeed bring in significant earnings. Especially for commercial gyms like Strong Power. Su Tianqi gave an awkward smile. He had no choice but to forcibly change the topic. That's how Mr. Su is. I wonder if you have any interest in our StrongFit gym. Do you happen to have any interest in it? What interests you? Su Tianqi noticed Su Yang staring at her curiously. She could only respond helplessly. Are you interested in buying us? Su Yang's eyes lit up. Are you planning to transfer it? Noticing how interested Su Tianqi seemed in Su Yang, her heart started racing wildly. There's a chance here, boss. Aren't you planning to invest in infrastructure? At this moment, Su Zhiping chimed in. After acquiring the infrastructure, it might be better not to expand further for now. The fitness industry is struggling these days. Su Tianqi asked angrily. He was introduced by Su Yang. This is Manager Su from our Xingho Fitness. He's quite capable. The gym has been managed very well under him. Hearing Su Yang's introduction, Su Zhiping was in a good mood. Su Tianqi had already figured it out. But he still said, Mr. Su, investing in infrastructure wouldn't be as good as buying from us at Qiangli. Our Qiangli Fitness only opened 3 months ago. The equipment is in 90% new condition. The new location is excellent. There's no worry about attracting customers. Su Yang glanced at Su Zhiping. It was clear that he was somewhat tempted. Su Tianqi noticed it. The Su general manager in front clearly trusts Su Zhiping. Su Zhiping spoke with a bit of frustration. Mr. Su, what price are you offering? Su Tianqi extended his right hand, made a gesture with 5 fingers. 500,000, Su Zhiping chuckled lightly. Mr. Su, are you overcharging the naive ones? Su Tianqi's face showed some embarrassment. It turned out just as Gao Chang had said. This Su Zhiping is quite troublesome. Hearing about the 500,000, Su Yang's mood was relatively good. At least his earlier preparations were beginning to pay off. It was much cheaper than the 100,000 from the previous simulation. Su Tianqi glanced at Su Yang. Su Yang turned to look at Su Zhiping. Su Zhiping, with a stern expression, said to Mr. Su, we are both professionals in the field. I even know the manager of your Strong Fitness gym. I'm well aware of how your Strong Fitness operates. At this moment, Su Tianqi also noticed Su Yang frowning as he looked at him. It was obvious he wasn't very pleased. I was just making a joke. Just kidding. Su Tianqi pretended to look upset as he spoke. It only costs 200,000. 200,000 is all it takes. Su Zhiping murmured softly. That's too much, Su Tianqi said, sounding a bit deflated. Then let Manager Su decide how much it should be. Su Zhiping held up one finger. Su Tianqi widened his eyes and asked in surprise. 10,000, Su Zhiping said quietly. $1 million for what? Su Tianqi didn't quite understand what Su Zhiping meant. Su Zhiping clarified, this is what I mean. You give our boss $1 million. And our boss will take over the deal for you. That's impossible. Su Tianqi immediately stood up angrily. He felt frustrated. Su Zhiping seemed no different from those professional scammers. Greedy Su, the heartless manager. Don't get upset. Take a seat and let's talk, Su Yang quickly urged. And then there's Manager Su. Isn't your asking price a bit unreasonable? Su Zhiping respectfully explained. Boss, you have no idea. Mr. Su's aggressive upfront payments may have already reached 6 million. Now he's transferring the company to you. Because he wants you to take over this mess of his. Su Tianqi felt wronged. But I already invested 4 million in the early stages. Su Zhiping corrected. It was 3 million when Gao Chang was preparing in the early stages. He did mention it. At that moment, Su Tianqi really wanted to drag Gao Chang out and give him a beating. Su Zhiping continued, "Boss, if you really want to buy a gym, it's still better to focus on basic construction. At the very least, we should secure the infrastructure. We won't end up losing money. The debt burden is far too heavy." However, seeing Su Yang start to hesitate made them pause. Su Tianqi realized that she had to make a decision. "Mr. Su, I can transfer Changli to you for free." Su Zhiping stated this plainly. "The boss, Mr. Su, still doesn't seem sincere." Su Yang suddenly asked, "What do you think, Mr. Su? If you give me 500,000, I'll help you take over." Su Tianqi was at a loss for words. Su Yang spoke with great seriousness. "This way, you can still make 2 million. President Su Zhiping called out. Su Yang gave an awkward smile. "I think Changli is pretty good. At least it's new. And the space is quite large." Su Tianqi responded helplessly. "Mr. Su, I really didn't make $2 million. This was him speaking the plain truth. He initially invested $3 million into the gym. But it might just be that commercial gyms have gained a bit of a bad reputation. During the first 3 months, he relied on selling memberships and private training sessions to recover close to $5 million. After deducting the costs for marketing and promotions, just over 4 million. In other words, his total investment earned over 1 million. Do Su Yang and Su Zhiping know about this? They are fully aware of it. However, they still pretend not to know. And they even try to exaggerate how much Su Tianqi earned. Su Yang asked, "So how much will you give me?" Su Tianqi hesitated for a moment, then glanced at Su Zhiping. 300,000. Su Yang looked at Su Zhiping. Su Zhiping paused for a moment to think, then asked the boss, "I really want it to be more thoughtful, but I'll follow your lead. After all, I'm not an expert in this." Su Tianqi felt a jolt in his heart. Su Zhiping then asked, "Mr. Su, how does your company handle rent payments? If paid quarterly, the 2 months' rent won't be refunded." "Alright, 2 months' rent totals $120,000. Just thinking about it makes Su Tianqi feel the pain. "Also, the payroll for this month will also be covered by you. That's the way it should be." "Alright, let's leave it at that." Su Zhiping then turned to Su Yang, saying, "Boss, honestly, I really don't want you to take over. Since you've decided to take over the business, you need to be prepared for ongoing losses for a while." Su Yang responded with a smile, "I'm well aware of that. That's something I'm relatively prepared for. It's fine, I've got plenty of time on my hands." Upon hearing this, next to him, Su Tianqi suddenly felt his mood lighten a little. At least he could still earn around $1 million. Not forgetting the hard work he put in all year long. Opening a large commercial gym isn't exactly an easy task. From choosing the location to handling renovations, from obtaining various business licenses to passing fire safety inspections, he had to pull a lot of strings. It also took quite a lot of effort. Investing $300,000. He was taking a significant risk as well. His construction materials business was struggling. A lot of payments were still unpaid. He was facing a serious cash flow issue. Now that the gym has been transferred, he can finally breathe a sigh of relief. In the end, he's more comfortable holding onto cash. Mr. Su agreed to the decision with pleasure. Su Yang stood up and extended his hand to Su Tianqi. Naturally, he was in a good mood. After all, he had just earned 1.42 million. Su Tianqi clasped Su Yang's hand with both of hers, and sincerely said, "Thank you, Mr. Su." That heartfelt thank you almost made Su Yang, whose conscience wasn't entirely gone, burst into laughter. He thought, "She's actually thanking me." But then Su Yang quickly understood why. Su Tianqi had no idea she was taking advantage of him. Su Yang emphasized, "This is a win-win situation." Not only did he secure a powerful advantage, he also saved over $100,000. And he earned Su Tianqi's gratitude. It almost feels like more than just a win-win. As for the $100,000 Su Tianqi earned, he wasn't particularly envious about it. After all, she had spent more than half a year working for it. They invested real money to build the gym. What Mr. Su said is absolutely correct. This is a win-win situation. Su Tianqi couldn't help but laugh. He thought Su Yang had a pleasant way of speaking. So Su Tianqi handed Su Yang a business card. "Mr. Su, I specialize in the building materials business. If you ever need anything, feel free to reach out to me." I'll definitely give you a discount. He had a rather favorable impression of Su Yang. It feels like the other person is just a rich and carefree trust fund kid. Straightforward personality. Also easy to talk to. Simple to get along with. At least they seem much more pleasant to look at than Su Zhiping. Far easier on the eyes compared to Su Zhiping. Alright, Su Yang took the business card. Glanced at it briefly. Escorted Su Tianqi to the door. Only then did Su Yang begin to relax completely. It was his first time acting. He was still a bit nervous. He couldn't compare to those seasoned veterans. He did a great job. Su Yang praised Su Zhiping. Su Zhiping responded that it was all thanks to the boss's brilliant strategy. Although he still thought the boss's asking price was a bit high, he also recognized his boss's capabilities. Every step Su Tianqi took seemed to have been completely anticipated by Su Yang. If Su Yang were a bit more ruthless, he might be able to save more money. But having a kind-hearted boss doesn't seem like a bad thing either. The loyalty of Xinhua Gym's manager, Su Zhiping, has increased to 90, and a strength attribute point has been earned. Hearing this notification, Su Yang paused for a moment. Then he smiled. Here's a reward of $10,000 for you this time. Let Gao Chang know. He also has a great boss. Shake off the burden of Qiangli. Su Tianqi was in a good mood. Not long after, he received a call from Gao Chang. How did the boss's discussion go? Su Tianqi proudly said that he personally stepped in. Of course, it was a success. At this moment, he had completely forgotten the embarrassed state he was in earlier when negotiating with Su Zhiping. Does that mean I can still stay as the manager? With your capabilities, I'm sure Mr. Su will recognize your talents. Su Tianqi didn't want to say much to Gao Chang. Alright, that's settled. I'm driving right now. After saying that, he hung up the phone immediately. Gao Chang smirked as he put down the phone. But he quickly brightened up. Before calling Su Tianqi again, he instantly realized the negotiations had been successful. He was in his office. Overjoyed, he spun around right where he stood. Then glanced at his phone and smiled, thinking the new boss was truly great. I haven't even officially started yet. And I've already received a $10,000 bonus. Su Yang returned to his office and immediately stuffed Su Tianqi's business card into the very bottom of the drawer. Teaming up with Gao Chang, he had managed to outmaneuver Su Tianqi. Su Yang still couldn't help but feel a bit guilty about it. Taking care of his business would probably be out of the question. That seems highly unlikely. Standing by the window, gazing at the towering office buildings outside, Su Yang felt a surge of ambition and confidence. But at that moment, he received a WeChat message from Yuan Cece, asking if he planned to follow through with the schedule and attend the 4 p.m. personal training session. Naturally, Su Yang agreed. There are still 20 minutes left until 4 o'clock. Spent 10 minutes lying in the lounge. He changed into his workout clothes and headed to the private training room. Maybe he arrived earlier than expected. Pushed the door open to the room and saw Yuan Cece still practicing yoga. He simply stretched into a full split, with his two long, straight legs firmly pressed against the yoga mat. His round, lifted hips faced away from Su Yang. It made Su Yang's heartbeat quicken a little. Just as he was about to leave the room, Yuan Cece seemed to hear a noise. Is the boss here? Now Su Yang found it hard to leave. Boss, it seems like you arrived a few minutes early. Should I wait a bit longer? Yuan Cece smiled. Since you're already here, why not give me a hand while you're at it? Help me press it down for you. Yuan Cece worked hard to press her chest toward her right leg. Just like when I help you stretch your ligaments. Originally, Su Yang wanted to refuse. But when he heard the latter part of the sentence, he wanted to say no. He just couldn't bring himself to say it. Alright, the recent class schedule has been a bit packed. I feel too tired to move once I get home every day. It seems like my skills have somewhat declined. I can only use my spare time between classes. Yuan Cece seemed to express her complaint. Manager Su has become much stricter with us compared to before. I heard it was your suggestion. Su Yang responded with a smile. The better shape a fitness coach is in, the more professional they appear. Yuan Cece has been interacting with Su Yang for almost a month. The two have built a fairly harmonious relationship. She also speaks to Su Yang in a more casual manner. Sometimes, she even jokes around with him. Seeing Su Yang walk over, he calmly instructed, "Stand behind me," grasping my shoulder and pushing it forward. Su Yang took a deep breath. He positioned himself behind Yuan Cece. With his tall 6-foot frame, it was indeed a bit challenging to press Yuan Sisi down while standing. It truly proved to be somewhat difficult. Left with no other choice, he had to kneel slightly to her side and back. He gripped Yuan Sisi's shoulders firmly with both hands, gradually applying more pressure downward. Yuan Sisi's body, under Su Yang's force, slowly leaned closer. Her straight right leg was so close enough for Su Yang to see the tiny mole on her fair neck. Hearing that nasal sound, Su Yang felt his muscles tighten all over. It was at that moment Yuan Sisi's left shoulder seemed to shift slightly. Su Yang let his guard down for a second. His left hand lost its support, and his entire body fell forward directly. The small private training area was completely silent, so quiet that the sound of their breathing could be heard. The fitness attire fit snugly, and it was late July in the height of summer. That sensation of physical contact between them, directly reaching the nerve endings. Just as Su Yang was about to lose control of himself, Yuan Sisi softly called out, "Boss, you're pressing too hard on me." Then a strong force gently pushed him away. It was at this moment that Su Yang gradually regained his composure. He glanced at the surveillance camera in the corner above the private training area. That sight helped him calm down a bit more. "Sorry about that. It's okay, it was just an accident. A moment ago, my shoulder really twitched slightly." Yuan Sisi sat down on the yoga mat. Instead, she began to explain for Su Yang, saying, "You were just trying to help me." Seeing Yuan Sisi take the initiative to excuse him, Su Yang felt much more relieved. Then his gaze shifted downward. He shyly bit his lip and lowered his head. Su Yang glanced down. His face immediately turned awkward. "Why is this darn pair of shorts so stretchy?" He pushed the door open forcefully, and was about to walk out, when Yuan Sisi pulled him back. "If you go out like this now, what will happen if someone sees you?" Even Su Yang realized, going out like this right now is definitely not a good idea. If any of the other fitness trainers see him, he would be utterly humiliated. "Take a seat," Yuan Sisi said, pointing to the chair next to her. "Calm down." "All right." Su Yang, facing sideways toward Yuan Sisi, plopped down onto the bench, lowered his head and didn't feel like talking. This could be considered a normal physiological reaction. Yuan Sisi murmured softly, "You don't need to be overly shy about it." Su Yang raised his head, and saw Yuan Sisi indeed trying hard to hold back her laughter. He took a deep breath. He decided not to argue with the woman. "Though, I didn't expect you to be so sensitive." Su Yang looked completely confused. Yuan Sisi tied her hair again. "Let your girlfriend help you sort it out when you get back." "I don't have a girlfriend." "Really?" Yuan Sisi looked a bit surprised. "Are you sure you're not joking?" "I'm not joking." Yuan Sisi looked into Su Yang's sincere eyes, and asked, somewhat uncertain, "Really?" He probed cautiously, "Do you like boys?" He had a young female customer, who once had feelings for two handsome boys, but it turned out those two boys didn't like women. This kind of experience is truly one of a kind. Su Yang asked back, "What do you think?" Yuan Sisi observed Su Yang's slightly awkward posture, and couldn't help but laugh again. "I'm really curious. How someone as good-looking and wealthy as you doesn't have a girlfriend." Yuan Sisi stepped in front of Su Yang. She sat directly on the yoga mat. Her eyes were filled with curiosity. "Someone like you walked onto the main road. You might get approached by girls, right?" His girlfriend, Su Yang, forced a faint smile. She didn't say anything else. Yet Yuan Sisi could still catch a fleeting look of reminiscence and melancholy in Su Yang's eyes. A glimpse of nostalgia and sadness passed through his gaze. Looking at the handsome young man in front of her, she suddenly felt an urge to rush forward and hug him. Yuan Sisi softly asked, "So is this a breakup? How could someone as outstanding as you? I can't think of a reason why he would leave you. Do you want to find out?" Su Yang looked at Yuan Sisi. At this moment, Yuan Sisi seemed like a beautiful and understanding older sister. Her gentle gaze seemed to embrace any sorrow. Yuan Sisi tilted her head, looking at him with a soft expression. "You can talk to me. If you need someone to listen to you, I won't tell anyone either." Su Yang habitually picked up his phone. He casually glanced at the screen showing Yuan Sisi. Yuan Sisi looked a bit puzzled. She couldn't understand why Su Yang called her. Shouldn't he be sharing his thoughts with her right now? He had already thought of how to comfort Su Yang. "Work hours. Are you planning to keep slacking off in front of the boss?" The scheduled private lesson time has already passed. Su Yang held up his phone screen in front of Yuan Sisi. The screen displayed 4:01. He stood up immediately. Speaking in a stern tone, he began to lecture. Teaching private lessons for the boss with such a careless attitude. Teaching private lessons to other students. Wouldn't that make you even more excessive? Deducting $50 from you as punishment. Yuan Sisi tilted her head and looked at Su Yang. But he quickly jumped up on the spot. Wow, is this man acting like a dog or something? He changes his attitude in an instant. And even docks his pay. Although $50 doesn't make much of a difference to him. The amount may be small. But the insult is incredibly harsh. Don't you admit it? Su Yang pointed at the camera and said, "There's surveillance footage as proof." Yuan Sisi took a deep breath. "I feel like my chest is about to explode with anger." During class, Yuan Sisi said with a hint of grievance. That little expression made her look like a wronged bride. But Su Yang didn't feel sorry for her. Instead, he became wary of her. She was well aware that this woman was definitely pretending. Earlier, she almost fell for the other woman's trick. This woman is part of the 90s generation. As a 2000s kid, it seemed like she couldn't quite keep up. But after finishing a private lesson, Yuan Sisi always wore that aggrieved expression. This made Su Yang feel an urge to laugh and tease her. However, she managed to keep her emotions in check. What mattered most was, the more she thought about it, the stranger it seemed. When the alarm went off at 5 o'clock, Yuan Sisi asked Su Yang to stretch her ligaments a bit more. Only then did she generously say, "These 5 minutes are on the house for you." "Thank you," Su Yang replied weakly. She lay on the yoga mat, unwilling to move. Wiping her face. Her forehead was covered in sweat. This private training session. Yuan Sisi indeed looked frustrated the entire time. The amount of exercise she made him do was truly a lot. It was 3 times more than the previous training sessions. He somewhat suspected that Yuan Sisi did it on purpose. Even though the workout was intense, Su Yang still felt a sense of exhilaration. It seems to be caused by an excessive secretion of dopamine. Yuan Sisi handed a towel to Su Yang, the boss. "Could you return that 50 to me?" Su Yang wiped his sweat and refused. This was the first time he deducted an employee's salary. In the past, it was always others deducting his pay. There's no denying it. The feeling of holding power is truly satisfying. It felt like someone lightly kicked me. Su Yang turned his head. He caught sight of it. Yuan Sisi quickly tucked away her beautiful foot. He instinctively reached out to grab the foot that was retracting. But Yuan Sisi, sitting on the yoga mat, swiftly turned around. With impressive agility, she moved away from Su Yang. She ran off pretty fast. Just like a rabbit. But Su Yang no longer had the energy to do anything else. He just wanted to lie down and take a proper rest. Not far away, Yuan Sisi cheerfully said, "Boss, with your current stamina, you really need to work out more." Su Yang turned his head away, unwilling to say anything. His stamina is already considered quite decent now, after putting in consistent effort over this period. His physical strength, agility, and overall fitness have all reached 12 points. Compared to when he first started working out, he has improved all his attributes by 3 points. Thanks to Yuan Sisi's assistance, his physique has been improving steadily. It can be considered quite effective. But striving for further improvement, the difficulty will only keep increasing. He either increases his workout intensity, or gradually builds up over time. After taking a few minutes to rest, Su Yang got up from the ground, said goodbye to Yuan Sisi, and headed straight to the bathroom. After taking a hot shower, he felt much more relaxed all over. Even though his body was exhausted, his energy and spirit were surprisingly good. With Su Tianqi's cooperation, the intense workout routine went very smoothly. Without encountering any obstacles, Su Yang also renewed the lease with the property management, signing a new 3-year agreement. It was learned that Qiangli was acquired by Spark. The employees at Qiangli were all in high spirits. Manager Gao. "Our company Qiangli was indeed purchased by Mr. Su of Spark." Gao Chang nodded in agreement. "That's truly fantastic news. I've been fed up with Su Tianqi for a long time." Gao Chang cleared his throat. "We should still show some respect to Mr. Su. After all, he was our former boss." Su Tianqi has a somewhat short temper. Due to the recent poor performance of the gym, he often loses his temper during meetings. When he occasionally comes to the gym, he'll pick on an unlucky employee and scold them in his office. As a result, he is not well liked by others. Someone asked the store manager, "I've heard that Xingho provides great benefits. Will Mr. Su give us a raise?" Gao Chang shook his head repeatedly. "Not sure, but at this moment." The corners of Gao Chang's mouth couldn't help but lift. This is something Gao Chang isn't comfortable discussing. If it needs to be said, it must come from Su Yang. Obtaining the business license for the gym and construction shop. It was just one day later than Xiangli. In the office of the first construction company, Wu Jianjun looked around at the familiar office. He couldn't help but say to Zhou Shunian, "Shunian, wait until I'm gone. You need to manage the gym well." "Alright, boss. I'm no longer the boss." Wu Jianjun chuckled. "You should take good care of those guys." Zhou Shunian suddenly felt a slight ache in his nose. Reaching middle age. It had been a long time since he felt this way. Back then, they couldn't earn much while working with me. And now, as I'm about to leave, I can say I helped them secure some benefits. Wu Jianjun said with a smile. The concept of Heartfire is something they're likely to agree with. Plus, their boss is generous enough. They probably won't treat you unfairly. Zhou Shunian nodded firmly. "Don't worry, boss. As long as I'm here, the gym will run smoothly." Gu Jianjun chuckled and said, "Come over and help me clean up a bit." Gu Jianjun packed up his belongings. He opened the office door and saw a group of employees standing at the doorway. By late July, Fencing Fitness and Strong Fitness had both changed to brand new signs. The membership systems of all three gyms were officially integrated for data sharing. This means that no matter which gym issued the membership card, it can be used for services at the other gym locations. Acquired a medium-sized gym. After acquiring a large-scale gym, Spark's presence in Rongqing is now quite significant. However, Spark currently doesn't have major conflicts of interest with other fitness brands, since the operating range of gyms is relatively limited. Running a gym for the long term doesn't generate substantial profits. When opening medium or large-scale gyms, people typically ensure they maintain a reasonable distance from other gyms of similar size. They usually avoid overlapping with other medium or large gyms, and try to keep a safe distance between establishments. As for the smaller ones, like fitness studios with only a couple hundred square feet, the two operate under completely different business models. Similar to the difference between a restaurant and a hole-in-the-wall eatery, Su Yang first visited the original infrastructure gym, now known as the Xingho Fitness North Street location. He started by giving the employees some motivational words, and explained the customer-first philosophy of Xingho, then adjusted the employees' salaries to match the standard level at Xingho. This naturally earned him a significant amount of loyalty. To be on the safe side, Su Yang also inspected the staff at the North Street store, checking each one thoroughly. All of their loyalty levels exceeded 70. Most of the employees had loyalty levels surpassing 80. This left Su Yang very satisfied. Upon returning to the office, Su Yang said to Zhou Shunian, the store manager, "Having you here makes a difference. I feel completely at ease." Zhou Shunian also possesses advanced skills in gym management. His abilities are on par with Su Zhiping. Has been with Infrastructure Fitness for 5 years. He was approached by 2 large commercial gyms. They offered him a high salary to become a store manager, but he turned them all down. The Beidaji location. His loyalty to Su Yang is unmatched. Su Yang speculates Zhou Shunian was likely influenced by Su Zhiping. Zhou Shunian respectfully returned with a humble attitude. "Thank you for the compliment, boss. I was quite satisfied with your previous work in infrastructure construction. The fitness trainers under your management are also highly skilled. Their level of expertise is quite impressive as well. Additionally, your gym management philosophy stands out. It aligns perfectly with the vision of our company, Spark." Zhou Shunian couldn't help but laugh. "Thank you, boss." Su Yang noticed Zhou Shunian's loyalty began to increase again. So, he really gave the right compliment. "Also, I'll be transferring Feng Jianxin." Su Yang pointed to Feng Jianxin's profile and said, "It seems like staying here might be a bit of a waste of his talent." When Zhou Shunian heard this, he couldn't help but exclaim that President Su truly has a sharp eye. Manager of Ding Xingho Fitness on Beida Street. Zhou Shunian's loyalty has risen to 90. You have gained 1 point in physical fitness. Earned 1 point in physical fitness attributes. Su Yang felt completely delighted. Zhou Shunian sighed. It's true that keeping old Feng here is a waste of his talent. Why doesn't he switch to another gym? Su Yang was a bit curious. When investigating those fitness coaches earlier, he immediately noticed Feng Jianxin. There was no way he could ignore him. Feng Jianxin was the perfect image of a handsome, muscular man in his prime. His facial features were well-defined. They somewhat resembled the bronze masks unearthed from the Sangsinghui site. His hair was streaked with gray. Yet his skin was in excellent condition. He also appeared full of energy. Dressed in a workout t-shirt. The muscles on his arms were beautifully sculpted. You can faintly make out his well-defined pectoral muscles. Of course, what matters most is Su Yang noticed his mastery of strength training techniques, expertise in and proficiency with aerobic training. A fitness coach skilled in both strength and aerobic training. He's seen quite a few. Most male fitness trainers tend to excel at this. But at the master level, he's only ever come across this one person. Su Yang just reviewed his profile moments ago. Feng Jianxin is 58 years old this year. He used to be a weightlifter. He never achieved any notable results in national competitions. However, he did win a championship in a lower-level competition. But that was a very long time ago. It's already something from a distant past. Later, he spent some time working as a weightlifting coach. But he eventually resigned from that position. He also worked as a fitness coach at commercial gyms. However, he frequently switched jobs during that time. In the end, he joined the infrastructure industry. He stayed there for 5 years straight. Zhou Shunian gave it some thought. He remarked that Feng Jianxin was exceptionally capable. However, his personality is somewhat straightforward and strict. Straightforward and strict. Su Yang nodded slightly. That's not too bad, Zhou Shunian pointed out. But sometimes he can offend the customers. It's fine, Su Yang responded with a smile. I could have him teach the coach. An expert-level strength training ability. Even on a national scale. It should still be top-notch. Having him teach regular trainees. Su Yang felt it might be an underutilization of his talent. Zhou Shunian was momentarily stunned. But quickly caught on. This could indeed work. All the fitness coaches in our gym. They have all been guided by him. Isn't that just perfect? It didn't take long. Su Yang soon met Feng Jianxin. Feng Jianxin's loyalty to him was at 79. In other words, there was a decent level of goodwill. Boss, are you saying you're interested in Coach Feng? Do you mean transferring to another gym? Feng Jianxin seemed a bit hesitant. Boss, I've gotten used to staying here. I need your help to train a fitness coach. If you do a great job, I can raise your salary to $20,000. If your performance is outstanding, earning $30,000 is not out of the question. Master-level strength training skills. A monthly salary of $20,000 to $30,000 is well worth it. Su Yang believes it's a good value. Male members coming to the gym to work out tend to prefer trying strength training. Wants to make himself stronger. He felt it was necessary to further improve the strength training skills of his personal trainer and take them to the next level. Hearing Su Yang's asking price, Feng Jianxin couldn't help but swallow hard. It's not entirely out of the question. Keep in mind, during his time at fencing practice, combined with the income from private training sessions, he could only make a little over $10,000 a month at most. Over $10,000 is already considered top-notch in infrastructure. But Su Yang immediately asked for $20,000. How could he possibly turn down $30,000? What matters most is, Sparks aligns perfectly with Feng Jianxin's preferences. Training fitness instructors is much simpler than selling personal training packages. Su Yang smiled. Alright, it's settled then. That very afternoon, Su Yang arrived at the former StrongFit gym, now known as the Spark Fitness High-Tech Zone location. The facilities here are incredibly luxurious, and the variety of gym equipment covers all needs. The fitness trainers are noticeably younger. However, the overall professional expertise of the trainers lags behind the infrastructure, and is also behind the standards at Spark Fitness. There is a definite need for improvement. As usual, Su Yang reiterated, the Spark team prioritizes customer-first service standards. Still, they offered some encouraging words to them, and they also gave everyone a raise. Gao Chang immediately stood up and started clapping. Other employees followed suit. The room was filled with thunderous applause. This is amazing, thank you so much, boss. The receptionist shouted loudly. Boss, I love you. These young people looked extremely excited. Loyalty levels are rising rapidly. The increase in their loyalty levels is even growing faster than former Spark employees did. Longtime infrastructure staff who align more closely with the business philosophy don't fall short in comparison. This left Su Yang somewhat puzzled but also greatly satisfied. Spark Fitness High-Tech Zones Tian Tian, Zhao Xiaolin, and Yulia have increased their loyalty levels to 90 and earned a reward of 130,000. It's impressive how quickly employees reached a loyalty level of 90 to earn 130,000. Su Yang seemed even more satisfied. He glanced at the three names: 2 young women and a cleaning lady. It seemed he was practically becoming a friend to women. He checked Gao Chang's loyalty level again. Ding! Gao Chang, manager of the Xingho Fitness High-Tech Zone branch. Loyalty increased to 90. Gained 1 strength attribute point. He remained silent. The unexpected rise in Gao Chang's loyalty completely caught him off guard. He had always assumed Gao Chang was the type of employee who wouldn't stay loyal to anyone. His belief was based on the fact that he had bribed Gao Chang to help him deal with his former boss, which seemed like proof enough. After securing a strong position, he even considered coming up with an excuse to fire Gao Chang. However, that thought crossed his mind only briefly. After all, Gao Chang had contributed significantly to his success, saved him over $1 million. Su Yang doesn't make any demands. Not everyone can have unwavering loyalty at 90%. After all, people are bound to change. Loyalty is no exception. So as long as Gao Chang's loyalty to him is satisfactory, diligently managing the gym in the high-tech zone, Su Yang won't take action against him. Ironically, the person Su Yang worried most about, Gao Chang, turned out to have his loyalty increase the fastest. Arriving at the gym's office, Su Yang casually asked Gao Chang, "I feel like the staff here seem to be very welcoming toward me." Gao Chang gave an awkward smile. Maybe it's because Boss Qian is too strict with them. Su Yang suddenly understood. No wonder their loyalty increased so quickly. In the past, Su Tianqi wasn't well liked. Now that Su Yang is here, the employees were all eagerly welcoming the return of the king. Su Yang paused for a moment and asked, "Do you have any suggestions for the reforms we're implementing at Xingho?" "I have no objections." Gao Chang straightened his back and said, "Boss, focus on long-term reforms, beneficial with no drawbacks." "I completely agree." "Then let's proceed with the reforms based on the Spark regulations." Gao Chang immediately returned to the boss. "I had already been fully prepared." "Not bad, there's also a new and exciting challenge event. You all should join in as well." "No problem, boss." Gao Chang promised without hesitation. "At our high-tech district store, we will give it our all." At this moment, Gao Chang was naturally overjoyed. Su Tianqi was finally out of the picture. After a long wait, the moment finally arrived. He finally managed to welcome Su Yang. The current boss, Su Yang, comes from a wealthy background. He has a gentle personality. He treats others with kindness. At the same time, his methods are incredibly effective. He is far more capable than Su Tianqi by a significant margin. This left Gao Chang with no other thoughts or intentions. Additionally, Su Yang, as originally promised, offered him a high salary and made sure he was well compensated. Gao Chang is like a weapon in the boss's hand. The attitude toward Gao Chang, Su Yang was quite satisfied. Even the minor resentment he had toward Gao Chang seemed to almost completely disappear. How could that be called betraying the former boss? Clearly, it should be called turning over a new leaf instead. After wrapping up a day's work, Su Yang returned to the office at the Xingho Qinglong store and sat down in the office. Su Yang did a quick tally. The income generated by 3 fitness centers. The Spark Fitness Green Dragon District location spans 1,800 square feet. Currently, there are 8 employees across 2,921 operations. It is estimated that July's wages will cost 470,000 yuan. Under his significant reforms, the private training sessions sold by fitness instructors saw a decline in revenue of more than 1/3, nearly reaching half. However, the number of new gym members has increased significantly. However, this is merely a drop in the bucket. Subtracting the rent, Su Yang estimates the Qinglong district store will likely lose around 130,000 in July. Su Yang still remembers when Zhang Liang handed over the gym to him. It was barely breaking even at the time, but after he took over the second month, it directly lost 130,000. The Xingho Fitness store on Beida Street has a 700 square meter gym facility. The current staff consists of 10 people. It is estimated that the July payroll after the raise will need to be paid 1.2 million, but Su Yang doesn't seem to mind. Most of the July payroll will still be covered by Gu Jianjun. He only needs to cover the additional 50,000 from the raise. However, if promotional efforts are not intensified, the Beta Street location will undoubtedly start experiencing issues next month, due to employee salaries causing financial losses. It's estimated to result in a monthly loss of around 40,000 to 50,000. The Xingho Fitness High-Tech Zone location offers a strong 2,000 square foot gym. The current staff consists of 25 employees. It is estimated that the July payroll after the raise will need to be paid 5.1 million is primarily due to their poor performance in July. The profit share for fitness coaches is relatively low. Fortunately, the July payroll of 3.4 million was paid by Su Tianqi. Su Yang will probably need to cover 1.7 million. This store has been operating at a loss consistently, with the business reforms led by Su Yang. In the short term, he is only going to face bigger losses. After reviewing this data, Su Yang couldn't help but mock himself. I really am a genius at losing money, but thinking about happy things. Even if on paper it shows a loss, he's actually still making a profit. After all, he's a man with a system. The salary will be reimbursed. Su Zhiping store in the Qinglong district. Su Yang can probably earn around 350,000. Gao Chang store in the high-tech zone. He personally should be able to receive 340,000. This 340,000 can be considered a friendly tip from Su Tianqi. The losses in July can also be attributed to Mr. Su Zhou Shunyan's North Street store. He can personally receive 70,000. The 70,000 also comes as a friendly sponsorship from Gu Jianjun. However, the over 10,000 profit in July is also credited to Mr. Gu. Overall, at 3 different gyms, Su Yang is expected to earn 760,000 by early August. It's slightly lower than what Su Yang anticipated. However, it's still within an acceptable range. Including his hot pot restaurant, he'll have an income of over 800,000 by early August. Earning $1 million a month is not just a dream. He is well aware that after next month is when the gym's promotional efforts will truly begin. Su Yang's goal is to break even. Other than that, the number of employees at his gym has reached 64. He plans to wait for a while before recruiting more staff, including the employees at the hot pot restaurant. It seems like he's not far from having 100 employees. Su Yang glanced at his account balance again. After opening the hot pot restaurant, his account balance was over 1.6 million. He later added another 200,000 to the restaurant's account. This money is primarily used for marketing and purchasing food supplies and materials, and now his account still has over 1.5 million. He only spent 150,000 on infrastructure, and also paid the landlord a deposit and rent. It totals just over 200,000. Instead of keeping it himself, he collected 200,000 from Su Tianqi. When renewing the lease with the property management, he did pay a deposit of 50,000. The rent still hasn't been paid. The 2 months' rent was also paid by Su Tianqi, including 3 employees in the high-tech zone with loyalty levels reaching 90. The reward of 130,000. It seems like he hasn't spent any money. Su Yang feels that aside from being recognized as a small genius in reducing losses, he might also earn the title of a money-saving expert. However, his money will likely need to be partially spent soon, as he needs to transfer funds to 3 gyms. Otherwise, they won't be able to keep going. In addition to that, the gym will also have a large-scale marketing campaign next month. All of this definitely requires money. However, the gym's marketing expenses won't be too high. The main costs are for advertisements and online promotions. Offline marketing efforts still need to be carried out by trainers and staff. And on the 7th of next month, all 4 of his stores will issue salaries simultaneously. After gathering his thoughts, Su Yang walked out of the gym and got into Ma Ran's car. Ma Ran was full of confidence during the last interview, but it ultimately didn't work out. However, Ma Ran wasn't too discouraged. Failing interviews is more of a norm than an exception. As he said this, Ma Ran seemed incredibly optimistic. Of course, wasn't his second remark directed at the boss as well? Do you need me? Back then, Su Yang couldn't help but laugh. 7 p.m. in the evening. Standing at the edge of the bustling food street, watching as the Zhoushan Beef Hot Pot restaurant remained packed with customers. When a few customers took a seat on the benches to wait, Su Yang's mood instantly lifted. Several days have passed since the 7-day grand opening promotion ended. Yet customers continue to flock to Zhoushan to dine. He would receive a message from her every evening. The revenue of the hot pot restaurant. The business remains incredibly busy. The daily revenue consistently reaches at least $20,000. On weekends, it's not unusual for revenue to surpass $30,000. $20,000 in daily revenue adds up to $600,000 a month, with a gross profit margin of 50%. That's still $300,000. Subtract another $50,000 for rent, along with utilities and labor costs. That still leaves nearly $200,000 in net profit. $200,000 per month. That's far more profitable than a gym. He glanced again at the skewer shop next door. Their business is thriving too, just like what he observed 2 weeks ago. In other words, the rise of the liquor aroma. It didn't have any impact on the other person's business. You could simply say the shop has a great location. There is a high volume of foot traffic. It's truly crucial. Taking out the phone, Su Yang snapped a few more photos and posted them. Casually sent a message to mom saying the business is booming. Did the accounting yesterday. With this month's dividend, I can pay off the loan. 2 days ago, his mom even called him to ask about the loan situation. Su Yang still hasn't received any updates. Jian Wei spotted him and instantly ran over. Boss, you're here. Su Yang asked curiously. I heard someone is coming to check out the store today. The person has already arrived and is currently inside the store. Su Yang followed Jian Wei into the store. At the window seat of the hot pot restaurant, a staff member was holding recording equipment, filming a slightly plump but beautiful girl, who was enthusiastically eating beef at the moment. Eating so much that sweat started forming on her forehead, and the corners of her mouth were stained with red chili oil. When watching her eat the meat, her face displayed a look of pure happiness and satisfaction. Even Su Yang, who had just finished dinner, felt hungry again. Some other customers glanced over at her out of curiosity. Some younger customers were present as well. They were either recording videos or taking photos. Most customers just glanced over briefly, and then paid no further attention. Chengdu has its fair share of popular streamers. People have grown accustomed to it. But the moment that girl spoke, it made Su Yang want to laugh. Delicious, really delicious. It's genuinely tasty. Absolutely amazing. This fluent Sichuan dialect really caught Su Yang off guard. Might be due to simplified information. He doesn't spend much time on TikTok, seeing short videos made in Sichuan dialect, especially by younger women like this. Boss Guofeng came over to Su Yang and gently greeted him. Su Yang smiled and said this streamer seems quite interesting. He is Chen Xiaoxiao. The TikTok account is called Xiaoxiao Wants to Lose Weight. Previously, they worked as a mukbang content creator. Later, they transitioned to making food and restaurant review videos. Their TikTok account has over 800,000 followers. They also have 500,000 followers on Zaya Hongshu. Guofeng emphasized. Most of their followers are from the Bashu region. There are also quite a few fans in Rongcheng. I got to know them through a friend's introduction. Su Yang nodded slightly. Acknowledged as the only place for Zhoushan beef hot pot. This is the only restaurant offering Zhoushan beef hot pot. Having nationwide fame doesn't matter. Instead, inviting local young influencers, food bloggers with a large fan base, is actually more cost-effective. How much did it cost? Guofeng chuckled. He came for lunch once before and said our food is genuinely delicious. They only charged us $6,000. Su Yang was curious. Is it more than $6,000? Not really, for a streamer of his type. Advertising for local restaurants usually costs more. $6,000 is definitely a bargain. He typically charges between $8,000 and $10,000. Guofeng explained. If the restaurant's food is good, he might slightly lower his rate. If the taste is really bad, he would simply refuse. Su Yang nodded, saying it was pretty good. The flavor of this beef hot pot restaurant is actually excellent. It's highly recommended. Each dish comes in generous portions. The beef is freshly sliced. You don't have to worry about eating any odd types of meat. Take a look at my payment receipt. I have such a big appetite. It can only hold a capacity of 100 servings. If you all come to eat, there will be even less left. The food critic could be seen speaking clearly and continuing with their explanation. This is a restaurant located in Rongqing's Feida Plaza. When you factor in the high rent costs, it's already considered quite affordable. I would rate this restaurant 4.5 stars. If you visit Qinglong District's Feida Plaza, this Zhouxian hot pot restaurant is absolutely a must-try. With a 4.5-star rating, Su Yang glanced at Guofeng. That should count as a positive review. Guofeng quickly clarified. The total score is 5 stars. It's rare to achieve a 4.5-star rating. Even the skewer place next door only got 4 stars. The hot pot spot at the corner was only rated 3.5 stars. The reason given was that the flavor was too plain. Alright, Su Yang thought a 4.5-star review wasn't too bad. They waited until filming was wrapped up. Chen Xiaoxiao was pulled over by a few customers and fans for a photo. After taking care of these matters, he came straight over afterward. Manager Guo's footage has been recorded. Once the editing is done, it will be sent to you for review. Guofeng said with a smile. I really appreciate it. Don't mention it. You're paying me, so of course I'll deliver. Chen Xiaoxiao replied straightforwardly. He quickly shifted his gaze towards Su Yang. This gentleman here is quite handsome. This is Guofeng. He hurriedly introduced, saying this is the owner of our hot pot restaurant. Su Yang responded politely with a courteous remark. Hello, thank you for coming to promote us. Nice to meet you, Mr. Su. Chen Xiaoxiao naturally took out her phone and said, let's add each other on WeChat. Su Yang hesitated for a moment. He isn't fond of adding strangers as friends. Not even if it's an attractive woman. Chen Xiaoxiao looked at the somewhat aloof handsome guy and smiled. Maybe we'll have a chance to collaborate in the future. Listening up to this point, Su Yang stopped hesitating. He took out his phone and added the beautiful woman on WeChat. After Chen Xiaoxiao left, Su Yang discussed the upcoming plans with Guofeng, and then gave Jianwei some encouragement. He had just stepped out of the hot pot restaurant when he received a call from Jiang Pingyuan. Seeing the name of his college class monitor suddenly caught him off guard. Su Yang found himself a little dazed. However, he still answered the call. Jiang Pingyuan asked Su Yang over the phone. It's been a while since we last talked, hasn't it? It has been some time. Probably about a year. We haven't been in touch since graduation. At that time, Su Yang was in a constant state of isolation. He hadn't really been in touch with anyone. This includes the class monitor. Jiang Pingyuan asked if he had seen the messages in the class group. No, his class group had always been muted. Are you coming to the class reunion? When is it? It's on the 10th of next month. I can't make it, Su Yang calculated. He would be very busy next month. Because he had bought out Shangli and Zhejiang. The promotional plan for Spark has been revised. At that time, 3 gyms will need to promote simultaneously. The promotional plan originally scheduled for early August will be postponed by 10 days, which happens to be on August 10th. Besides, he doesn't want to attend the class reunion. It seems pretty meaningless to him. Alright then, Jiang Pingyuan exaggerated over the phone. If you don't come, there will be far fewer girls from our class showing up. I heard you broke up with Senior Ning. Now everyone is thinking about taking their chance. Do you have a girlfriend now? No, I'm still thinking about Senior Ning. That's impossible. Su Yang smiled and said. But I'm quite busy with work, so I won't be going. Even weekends are occupied. I don't have weekends at all. Jiang Pingyuan complained. Bosses really aren't good people. Su Yang pressed his lips together. I am the boss. You started a business. Jiang Pingyuan had a rough idea about Su Yang's family situation. What kind of hot pot business are you running?